You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
I mean, that's how I would do it.
That's how the fantasy.
Yeah,
that's when we did that.
that's probably the smarter thing to do. Yeah.
There was no think so.
Oh wait,
Oh yeah.
I think we've begun. So we're not gonna make a big deal out of it.
Nah.
No, we're not gonna make a big deal out of it.
Mr. McClain.
You know, it's John McClain in the.
What it is, kid?
We already had 7 seconds of silence.
Oh, excellent.
You better come pick this shit up.
Already, just
One S.
right into it. Just
One strike.
It's the
Yeah. All right, real quick.
God.
Let's just do it. All right. So first of all, we're in a new spot. It wasn't even intentional, even though technically speaking, this is the spot when
This is the OG spot.
when you and I first started to really.
I think we were over there the first time.
Well, yeah, because that's when it was Ty and I.
That's where you guys started.
And then little did we know, and again, this is not a joke because we experienced a legitimate tragedy. Obviously, Ty is the one who really is the true tragic.
For sure.
There's a lot of tragedy here, and so it's weird how this whole show that we've been doing in some form or another for like the past 2.5 years has this dark shadow around it, and in so many ways, I mean, let's be honest, like you never would have done this.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, none of this would have ever happened. It was all kind of just pushed on everybody.
Yeah, it was definitely pushed.
So, like, as a whole, it was just pushed on Brendan's shoulders and Mike's shoulders and Ty's shoulders and my shoulders and
Everyone's shoulders.
In one way or another, and then circumstances beyond our control.
Yeah.
And Ty had to leave, and here I am, and then I left, and here I am again.
Yeah. Well, but you were here in preparation of
that's it.
the true, because let's be honest, end of an era. It's an end of an era.
It really is.
You know, I mean, we've been banging around for like almost 17 years.
Something like that.
The infamous first meeting we ever had.
It's like if you had to do high school 4 times in a row.
It really is.
Just straight back to back.
And there was that period where you were able to like get away from us for a little while.
Yeah, but not really.
You lingered, but you know.
Henry's not here today, Mr. Chamberlain. I apologize.
Nah, sorry,
Maybe
Fred.
next week for the big Christmas holiday Hanukkah bonanza.
Oh, okay, yeah, next week.
Next week's the big one, right?
Yeah.
He's got his show planned.
Oh boy.
Books galore.
Well, because let's be honest, when people think
Galore.
because when people think pre-planning, they think of this guy. Like, definitely. Never by the seat of his pants.
And whenever he plans ahead, the show just goes like gangbusters.
Oh, yes.
Never a hitch.
Isn't it funny, though? Like, every time I really did be like, I got a real plan. Like, I have it all mapped out.
Should I just knock everything
Yeah,
over?
I know. But, like, though nothing is more infamous than the Silver Surfer, where I was going to do the whole show. I was going to be like, all right, we have this whole run of Silver Surfer. We had all these like different books and stuff to the point where I realized I had the ability to literally lay out the entire Silver Surfer mythos from the late 60s up until the 80s. We got a... Is Mr. Lamazov?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Dave, how you doing? We have a also I imagine most of you saw Al. Hey, Dave, how you doing, man? But we also have Jason's back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear the same fanfare.
Hey, Paisan.
But yeah, the infamous Silver Surfer, where I was going to do this whole I was going to be like, this is what the show is going to be now, where like we'll sell comics, but it'll also be kind of educational, where we can talk about the evolution of certain characters and certain creators connected to those characters. And Al, was that one of the worst technical issue? I think it might have been one of the worst technical issues we've ever had. Was during that infamous Silver Surfer episode, where
nothing worked. A lot of yelling was had.
Oh, a lot of yelling. I'm pretty sure I half quit. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, you drink that in between drinks.
It's better for you. Trust me, your liver will thank you.
My liver's dead.
I mean, for the most part. Hey, Mr. Bush.
Hey, Mr. Oh my God, we haven't seen Mr. Bush in a while. How you been, man? See, everyone's here for you.
Every show for like a month and a half or 2 months, like the first 2 months was jacked up.
Oh, it was terrible.
Just shut down in the middle. Like this is. Boy, I forgot Kyle's doing all the work.
Well, that's
What about what I did?
Did you? Oh yeah, you plugged some cords in. He helped us out a little.
No.
Oh my God!
He definitely helped us out.
Fix the computer.
Oh, we have a poster.
Look at this.
Oh, we're gonna show it off.
Dun, 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 dun.
Whoa, that is actually really cool. Dave, how original is this?
That is the original. That's 77.
77.
What? All right, guess what? Put in #claim. Someone's winning this poster at the end of the show. All right.
For $120.
Should we do the thing where you can only win it if you're still watching at the end of the show?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to watch the whole 2.5 hours.
You got to Snapchat a picture of yourself watching the show.
Yeah. We need a newspaper from today.
How do you do a Snapchat?
Find the newspaper.
Wait, is Snapchat even a thing anymore?
That's the thing, right?
You sure TikTok didn't just absorb everything?
Snapchat is if you want to pay for nudie pictures.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's how you do OnlyFans?
People,
It's basically
It's
entry
OnlyFans,
into OnlyFans.
wait, time out. You don't think people are paying for nudie? That's the only
People
thing
are,
people. What's recession proof? Sex and alcohol? Yeah. Sex and alcohol. That's pretty much it. All right, I promise you, Mike. We will try to sell comics. But again, I mean, this is. I mean, hopefully we can do. This is part 1 of the goodbye, Al.
I'm gonna try and be in next week.
All right, no promises.
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't happen, but if I don't feel like coming in, I'm not gonna.
Of course, because there's no obligation.
Sorry,
Because I'll be straight up unemployed next time.
Yeah. Though, if you don't show up, I might cry. I've come close a couple times on the show,
That doesn't change my opinion at all.
but
I still may not come in. If anything, that just sweetens it.
Real quick.
Mr. Lime, what it is? I got all this stuff ready to go. Whenever you call in, man, we're good.
Nice. We're good. All right. Good stuff. Hey, Al, real quick. You were born 81? 81. Okay. So if you were to think of movies from 1991, can you think of any that you like to this day or you have strong feelings about? Gary was against this whole idea, but I will admit.
I'm for it.
Hey. If anything else, it worked because we had nice conversations in the chat about.
I couldn't think,
Did you hear about this whole from last week's show?
Yeah, I know.
There's this whole film Twitter thing going on. Down with Twitter. Film community, the film community, online film community, we're debating this whole they call it the 10-year rule. First of all, it's not a rule. Stop your babies. But it was just a fun little thing. The theory or the hypothesis idea was that when you're 10 years old and you're going to the movies with your parents or what have you, that a lot of those movies that you see in the theater when you're 10 hold a special place in your heart.
Resonates.
Yeah, like whether they're your favorite movies or not is irrelevant. It's just that you have these weird, fond memories and nostalgia for specific movies. For me, it was 89, and I thought 89 was a real crap year. But as we started to kind of talk about it, get into it, I was like, well, actually, there was some decent.
Some things came out there. This is.
Oh no! We don't have to relitigate. I'm not gonna anger Gary because Gary was very much against.
I can't say off the top of my head. I can't think specifically, but
From
if
91?
I saw a list of movies, I'd be like, yeah, that was.
All right, if anyone's watching right now, look up movies that came out in 1991.
Some good 91 movies.
Yeah, throw us some 91 movies. And while everyone thinks
what Rockies came out in 91? That's a good.
Actually, wait, was Rocky 5 90?
Nah, it was like 89.
You think? No, it wasn't 89 because we went through 89.
Double Impact.
I think it was 90. I think it was 90. Yeah.
I don't know.
Double Impact.
1990.
Double Impact was 91.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, because like for me, 89.
Trouble.
Oh, nothing but trouble.
I just watched that last night.
For the first time?
Really? For the first time since VHS.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
that's such a low key, like, good movie.
Well.
Yes.
It's one of those movies that like, what? No, that's not good. Yes. No, it's not bad.
So City Slickers.
Okay, the first. All right.
What about Bob?
What about Bob was 91?
Yeah.
All right.
Father of the Bride.
Oh, Ski School?
Oh, man.
Ski School.
Come on, man. That started my whole adult life, Ski School.
Yeah, I know. It's the first time you masturbated. I understand.
It is.
Terminator 2. Oh, yeah, Terminator 2. That would be one.
That was 91?
It was 91.
I thought I was 92.
Suburban Commando?
Before we all, oh yeah, Silence was 91. Oh man, see,
Yeah, there's some good ones.
because 89, like again, I didn't see Do the Right Thing. Probably the best movie to come out in 89 probably would have been Do the Right Thing. I was 10 years old. I did not see that in theater. But obviously you had the first Batman, you had Scrooge, The Burbs.
Yeah.
There was like once we started like I don't know, was it Mr.
Point Break.
Oh, Point Break, nice.
Ernest Stupid?
What about Ernest Saves Christmas? That's what we should really be talking about.
Astronaut.
92.
Hey!
Astronaut. What's up, man?
What's up,
man?
See, man, it's a who's who. We're bringing everybody back. Because again, once everyone Al always had this thing whenever we would talk about the show, and I'd be like, Al, you were so important. You're just so important. I'd be like, nah, not at all. And then Al left for good, and then we were burdened with what was the replacement? Who did you who did you burden me with?
I don't. You know what? I know it's so long ago. I don't even remember.
And let me tell you, it's never been the same.
But you know what?
I swear, as more and more people realize you weren't coming back, we lost more and more viewers.
Because it's ridiculous. He was getting emails about how great the show is with one person, what dead weight I was. Oh, that bald bastard.
No. I'm pretty sure that email was more about, I can't flat out say it because I don't know how you feel about this person, but I'm really glad the kid is gone. I think that was more what it was about. Oh, by the way, we're here to sell comic books.
Hey, everybody.
So
buy these books.
Let's just say this real fast. If anyone is watching us for the very first time, which I'd be shocked if that was true unless you're a Russian sex bot, hey, we're always open for that. If you don't know how this works, let us know. But we have a bunch of books up here, and as much as really all I genuinely want to do is just talk and have fun with you guys, I am going to
We'll do that next week.
You know, yeah, we got to do
the big Christmas bonanza Hanukkah show.
You got buy books for this.
So what I'm going to do just to kind of like as an overarching thing, and then Al will let me know if anyone is interested. I'm just going to kind of say what's up here, just so, and then we can get into it if anyone has any questions. First, in terms of a fun new series, we'll talk about it. But this Ghost Rider series that has been coming out the past few months by Benjamin Percy, has really brought it back to its horror roots. And I got to say, it is just like we talked about Strange last week, this is actually a really enjoyable series. Obviously, we have one of the two very rare comic books. Oh, yeah. This cover. This is the most recent issue.
Vicious cover.
Did you actually? I understand. Like,
I haven't read
have you read any of this Ghost Rider? It's good.
It's really good.
Real quick, it's not for children because there's a lot of gore. Like it's horror. Like it's a horror book.
It's the cover. I mean, I've only seen the cover. I'm flipping through that one just because the cover's stuck.
Dude, it's a fun book. And if anything, you know what it kind of reminds me a little bit of? It's like when Jason Aaron wrote Ghost Rider. And Jason Aaron's these are comic books. I don't care if anything makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be as weird as possible.
It was like Killer Nuns,
or the Haunted Highway.
Yeah. It was all he like brought USA 1 back.
Yeah, yes. And there was this great moment during this series where there is an annual Hell marathon where all these different characters drive through different dimensions in the world, and like it was like horror Speed Racer, and it was just it's fun. But anyway, we have the complete run. But 2 rare comic books that we have up here is You Got It, the first appearance of Prince in a comic book. Also, now I have no idea why this is the case. This is Child's Play 2, issue number 1. That was a adaptation series of the actual film. But for some reason, Child's Play 2 number 1 is more valuable than Child's Play, the first movie, number 1.
And that's like legitimate. That's price guide value. Like that's not, it's not like a weird.
Who the hell is Prince?
Yeah, I know. Here we go. I mean, bring the puns back.
Mr. Eskridge. If you see something you like, you just claim it in the chat, and then we'll get your email and all that.
Oh, someone's actually like, this is a claim sale show.
He watches Rex. Yeah, Rex, and
he's used to a lot of spam talk on the show he watches.
Oh, okay.
Rex's show, they do the sandwiches. They're big on sandwiches.
Rex in effect.
Rex. Race into space. See you later.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We also have, and we don't do a lot of these CGCs, but we've come upon this one again. Captain Marvel 33. That is a 6.0 CGC. That is the origin of Thanos. We also have not the most infamous, but we have an infamous sensational She-Hulk John Byrne half-naked cover. We got JLA Avengers number 1. Yes.
Mr. Bush, was that a claim? I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty. Are you claiming those, or are you just interested? Because otherwise, then we're done. Yeah,
just be specific. And again, if anyone is interested in our little Star Wars 1977 poster giveaway, do #claim, and you'll go into the digital hat.
The bingo thing.
The bingo, yeah, right.
Oh, the price. Okay, so the Child's Play was $40. What was the Ghost Rider one?
High grade. The Ghost Rider number 1 of this Benjamin Percy series. That is obviously a gorgeous high grade copy at $7, which is only $1 more than cover price. It was actually one of those Marvel $6 books.
And then the Chronic.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. The Doctor Strange number 1 by Jason Aaron and Chris Picciallo. This was part of the very beloved hip hop variants. This was the Chronic, but this is called the Mystic. Now again, I graded this at a fine plus primarily because right here and right here is a little smudging of the black. So this is one of the more valuable hip hop variants. It goes somewhere between $30 or $40. Our copy is only $16. But again, the only thing that it's hard to see a little bit, there's a little bit of smudging right there where somewhere, in a box or something, the black kind of rubbed off a little bit. Again, it's one of the drawbacks of doing all black or all white on these comic books, because the blacks, that came out so awkward.
The pages rub.
They rub. So the black ink gets rubbed off, and with the white, more smudges.
So you like to keep them separate? Is that what you're saying?
I do love segregation of my black and white comics.
They're still equal, then.
Yes. Oh no, we're all equal here.
Real quick, we need to clarify some stuff just to make life easier.
Sure.
#claim is to. If we're doing that, it's when you claim a book. Use #claim. If you're not claiming a book, don't put #claim in the comments, because then we're going to think you're buying something you're not.
So we really confused this.
So
right. Should we have been smarter and gone #Star Wars?
Why don't we go #buy Al?
Okay.
Mr.
Yeah, sure. Why not? If anyone is interested in the Star Wars poster, we're changing mid-current.
All right.
#buy Al. And when I say buy, I mean literally BUY. Like you're buying Al's soul.
No.
I was very cheap.
You can't afford. Mr. Chamberlain could probably afford it.
Yeah. What was the thing you were trying?
Mr. Burroughs is looking at the Black Goliath. He said he'd claim it, but he asked a few times.
Yes. Okay. Black Goliath #1. That is the second appearance of Black Goliath and the origin of Black Goliath. This is a Fine Plus copy at $20. All right. So we have the JLA Avengers #1. We got Micronauts #1. We have Ms. Marvel, the first appearance of Carol Danvers #1. We got Black Panther #1, but just so we're clear, that is the Reginald Hudlin, John Romita Jr. series. We also have Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword #1. That is the very first Red Sonja comic book. We got The Punisher issue #4 from his very first 5-issue mini-series from the mid-'80s. We also have some Splat, Mark Spector Moon Knight #56. We have American Splendor, Harvey Pekar, issue #6 through 10. And just so there's no confusion.
Woo! This is a fierce one.
All right. This is the infamous Crack Does Blackface. No, is it the inverse? Can we call it the inverse blackface?
Well, no, because he's doing blackface.
Well, but the Different Strokes kids are doing.
Are they? No, I think it's just faded cover. I think the worst part is the box.
You mean the shine box?
Yeah, I think that's the worst part of the whole thing.
All right, just so we're clear, let's give some context. This is
blackface.
September. No, it is blackface, dude.
It's the crack dude getting blackface.
Dude. They are putting shine, shoe polish.
Yeah.
And how did they used to do blackface back in the day? Shoe polish. All right, so real quick, we are not endorsing. In fact, we are very against blackface.
It's a beautiful cover.
John Severin.
I've been pricing up old cracks. All John Severin. So you get John Severin drawing like the craziest stuff. It's awesome.
It's true. But this is, just so we're clear, this has become an infamous cover. And this is in 2022. This is not appropriate. But if you're interested.
But you can pay his money for it.
Yeah, it's a very fine and only $9. $9. You would think something like this.
Yeah.
Because some of these more controversial books, they actually go up in value.
I feel like it's like a bondage cover.
It's like
it's like the racist cover.
Exactly, yeah. Or whenever a swastika shows up, people love their swastikas. I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird. Why is everyone strange?
Why is everyone?
Yeah. Why is everyone into their
Middle Eastern culture
it's almost like there's some weird thing bubbling up from the dark corners of our society that is becoming more mainstream for some reason.
It doesn't mean Middle Eastern culture.
By the way, real quick. I won't say it because we don't want to get
We can't say any of
but a very disgusting monster of a woman from Georgia recently said that if she was there for the Great 16th event, they would have succeeded.
Oh, would she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well, considering that she helped them case the joint.
She's also.
Don't go too far.
Am I supposed to do a playlist?
Oh yeah,
we're supposed to write.
But yeah. So last week in
if everybody could thumbs up, please, because Mr. Bellucci is very adamant.
What's a thumbs up?
It's when you thumbs up in the thing.
Okay.
Tag a button and it thumbs it up.
But what does it do exactly?
I think it's good for Kyle.
Okay.
Mr. Bellucci is very excited to do it.
Okay.
So he's enjoying it.
All right.
And
can you do more than one thumbs up?
I think if you do it twice, then it gets. Everybody thumbs up one time, and then you can go watch football. It doesn't matter. 3 thumbs up away from 12.
Wow! All right, man.
Thumbs up. Did you thumbs up yet?
Not yet.
No, he's saving this for later.
I'm going like this.
Oh yeah, he's shaking a little bit. Yeah.
We'll see how the show goes.
Yeah. We'll see. Let me tell you, we're a half hour in, and man, it's just gangbusters.
Yeah.
I bet Mike is sitting there going, "Man, I'm really glad that I entrusted Brendan with all of this."
Now we're gonna rob the liquor store after this, Mike. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Mike. We're looking out for all of us. Yes.
You might want to tell the prices on the stuff too.
Oh no, absolutely. But like, it's one of those things where like, if people are interested, because obviously, like, I'm going to try to burn through a lot of stuff tonight. But these are just some really nice choice books that I just wanted to give everyone an opportunity to look at. And we can talk about it a little bit, but I don't want to like, because again, I spent 20 minutes or so talking about Captain America: Streets of Poison just to make $8.
I love that series.
Dude, right?
It would have been an hour.
If you were here, no, we would have really gone back and forth with that.
I would have
the best.
But yeah, well, no, Mr. No, again, people were into it and everything like that. But again, 20 minutes spent to make $8. I think everyone knows where we're at
Because that's about what you make in an hour, so that works out.
I validated my existence.
Oh, you should say
I'm like, woo! All right, there we go. But if anyone is interested in the playlist, Roland has really fallen back on it because he's dealing with a lot of depression lately. But I did pose that the title of this week's playlist will be Music to be Murdered by Your Loved Ones To, which is all about letting go of that which you love while still acknowledging that despite the fact that you are literally pulling my guts out of my body, I still love you.
What's everybody's choice? Not
Okay.
to stall the show anymore.
No. I've come up with lots.
All right.
But I changed my mind once I found out that you were going to be on tonight's show.
Okay.
So I needed to kind of like find a nice sort of middle ground while at the same time throwing a little nod to our past. Okay. Real quick, when we were at that party 16 years ago and you and I were bonding, what, Bruce, were we talking about darkness at the end of the...
It was Born to Run, I think.
But what song were you and I, like, we kept going on, like, we kept talking about, and then we got a little drunk, we started yelling at people.
I started yelling at people. I remember...
we did that a lot.
I remember that this German fellow, we were playing table pong, the beer pong game.
Yeah.
Playing that. It was like a block party. Sorry, Mike, but I'm done. And this German fellow comes in, and this is after Brennan and I had stomped the hell out of everybody at table pong.
Oh, we were crushing it.
Well past, we're singing to people. And I said, "Oh man, I think you might have offended that German fellow." And Brennan looked at me and went, "Yeah, who won the effing war?" Right with the kid standing right behind him, and a tear fell out of his eye.
It was true. It was like whenever people throw a litter in front of a Native American,
Oh, the Red Sonja.
Oh, Red Sonja, yes.
Oh man, we don't sell comics here.
Red Sonja, #1, the very first Red Sonja comic book, the very first Red Sonja issue. This was put out by Roy Thomas. This is an Ernie Chan. Yeah, it's an Ernie Chan cover, I believe.
That's not Frank Thorne?
Maybe it is.
Frank Thorne did her at some point.
I'm going to take back everything I just said, except for the fact that Roy Thomas was writing the series. Yes, that is absolutely true. This is a mid-grade copy at $16. So anyway, my song for the mix is Bruce Springsteen, Atlantic City.
Oh, that's a great song. That's a
great song isn't even a word for it. In preparation of this night, I went to bed last night listening to Nebraska. And let me tell you, that's an album to listen to at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're by yourself because your girlfriend went to bed hours earlier.
I've done that before.
Yeah. And you just sit there and just listen to Nebraska.
Frank Thorne.
Oh, it is Frank Thorne. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Was that Fred who gave it to us?
That was, Mr. Chamberlain and Mr. Baruch.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We appreciate that.
Mr. Eskridge is going to take the Red Sonja.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to pass that one off. Thank you very much. There we go.
Mr. Lime is interested in the Ghost Rider run.
Oh, the Ghost Rider run. Okay, so Gary, the only book that has actual value is Ghost Rider #1. That's the $7 one. But so we have, let's just show off some of these covers. They're really cool. That's issue 2 right there. We got issue 3 with a demon truck. I'm sorry. I know some people, for whatever reason, there's this like weird backlash against Peach Momoko because people don't like that she's so popular. But that is a gorgeous Peach Momoko cover. I'm sorry.
That was bound to happen.
You're all a bunch of babies. That's issue number 4.
You're letting a woman do art?
Oh, yeah. Who would have ever thought it?
Nation?
Issue number 5, that's the beginning of the big, like, Speed Racer in Hell storyline.
I will say this. I don't like... So she did a variant for everything this week, I know, for all the big books.
Right.
And they put a little tag on there now that says Marvel Universe by Peach Momoko.
Yeah.
What?
And it's like right on the cover, and it doesn't block the art, but it just takes away from the art. It's not. I don't know.
Okay, that's goofy.
It's weird.
It's annoying. Yeah.
The only time with her pieces that I haven't been as into is when she's done just straight portraits without any of her beautiful sort of
It's just like
design. Yeah, it's just a white panel and just somebody's face.
Yeah.
Something's missing.
Yeah,
You
I feel
know.
like with Peach Momoko, they're either absolute fire like that one, or they're just kind of okay.
Okay, that's valid.
They're never in the middle. They're either okay or they're oh my god.
Yeah. But there are a lot of people who've decided now that they're going to make it their job to tell everybody that she's not a good artist, which
it's a love or hate thing.
I completely disagree. All right, so this is 1 through 8. Issue number 9 is already out. They also put out a really good one-shot called Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever that deals with where Danny Ketch has been. For anyone who's not aware, this entire Ghost Rider series is Johnny Blaze, all right? So Johnny Blaze is back in the fold. But this one-shot has gorgeous art by Juan Jose Rip, who used to do a lot of, like...
yeah, I love him.
Dude, I love him too. Black Summer, No Hero.
Yeah, he did all the Avatar.
Yeah, all the Avatar stuff, but he's kind of gotten more into like he's been doing the recent Wolverine story arc with the evil beast and stuff like that.
He did that Wolverine Best There Is miniseries.
Yes,
that was like
the 12 issue,
super hyper violent.
All right, yeah. So for anyone who's not aware of Juan Jose Rip's kind of art, it is hyper detailed. I mean, it's the closest thing to like Jeff Darrow. Wild stuff. Oh, he used to do some really great covers for Frank Miller's RoboCop Avatar books and stuff like that. But anyway, for anyone who's interested in the whole run, so the only book, in fact, here's the thing. If you want to take the whole run, I'll just give it to you for cover price for each of the issues. All right? So, but if you want to do it piecemeal, other than Ghost Rider number 1, which is $7, all the rest of them are $4.50, except for the one shot, which is $5.50, because obviously the one shot was a $4.99 book when it originally came out. And if you want the full run, we'll also, for cover price, here's issue number 9. Issue number 10 comes out in a couple weeks, and that is the completion of the second story arc, and then they'll move on to the third arc, and so on and so forth. But again, I cannot highly recommend it enough if you're into horror comic books, because Ghost Rider is more horror than superheroes and fantasy and all that kind of stuff. All right.
Mr. Lime, the gauntlet has been thrown down to you.
Cool. All right, so real quick, let me just get into this some more.
I'll take them all.
Oh, all right. Excellent. There we go.
Do you think we have enough to do that twice?
No, we definitely don't have number 1. That was the last...
That was it.
Yeah, because I'm starting to go through the horde.
Okay.
It's time to let go.
Now a tear's falling from my eyes. Thank you, Mr. Lime. Mr. Lime, I'm here tomorrow. You can give a call tomorrow or Tuesday. I'll be here both days. Don't worry about it.
All right, so we got about 10 minutes. So just so it's up here, let me quickly, for many of you, I bet you've heard, Donny Cates is leaving his Thor and his Hulk.
What?
Wait, I'm sorry. We did Black Goliath, right? You went over that?
Yeah. It's a fine plus at $20. Second appearance of Black Goliath. Just for the sake of information, does anyone recall what the first appearance of Black Goliath is? And I'm not setting you up. I genuinely don't know.
I have no idea. I think
it's like an Avengers,
Yeah.
maybe like a Marvel Superheroes or Marvel. I don't know. Marvel Wants Your Money, some book, But real quick, we do not have a complete run of the Donny Cates Thor run because we do not have the first 7 issues. But if anyone's looking to fill some holes, these are all $4.50, which is only 50 cents over cover, though I might be able to make a deal. The only 2 issues that actually have some legitimate value, and I can't really, it's not too much wiggle room with those, is Thor number 20. That is the first appearance of the God of Hammers or some Goddess of Hammers or something like that. Oh, by the way, these are all high grade. So this one is $12. And then we also have issue number 21. That is $8.
Oh, it's Luke Cage he appears.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Luke Cage 24.
Because George Tuska, I think, was doing Luke Cage at that time, wasn't he?
There you go. Yeah, that was it.
You know, yeah. So if anyone's interested, we have issue 8.
Of course.
There's issue 9. And then you get the really cool Prey storyline where Donald Blake is not happy with his position in life.
Yeah, he loses it.
Yeah, he really loses it, for sure. So again, we have issue 8 through 24. And then when you're interested, I will roll out the Donny Cates Hulk stuff as well.
Who's Donny Cates?
There you go.
He's the one that ruined everybody's life.
Yeah. He's the one people are upset about because he's bailing on some of these series that promised certain
He's not bailing.
Certain storylines.
He's getting the boot.
He's getting money.
He's getting money.
He's getting money.
What do you mean?
Leave the books?
He's getting paid.
Paid to do what, though?
Oh, is that how that works? Hey, Mike, I'm leaving. You gonna keep paying me?
He's getting paid.
All right, so for anyone who's interested, issue 8 through 24.
Hi, Netflix. What are you doing? Okay,
we also have issue 4, I think.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, because I just went through those stores the other day.
Oh, okay. Oh, then they're over here, man.
What's it start at 8 over there?
This starts at 8, yeah.
Yeah, there should be 4 and 7 too.
Okay, all right, cool. So if anyone's interested, boom, there they are.
We got 4 and 7.
We got a few more minutes before. So real quick, I just want to show off a very rare comic from the early 90s published by Piranha Music.
Very cool.
Very cool. This was the very rare 3-issue miniseries. And yeah, I'm not kidding when I say this, the first appearance of Prince in comic books. This is Prince 3 Chains of Gold from 1993. Again, just you're the best.
So to everybody,
I missed you.
To everybody watching, if you didn't see in the chat, Mr. Barucci is covering everybody's shipping costs tonight. So anything purchased tonight, we ship anywhere in the world for free.
Wow!
Anywhere in the world.
But don't forget a thumbs up.
But thumbs up if you're gonna do it. That's
the draw.
That would be different.
We'll explain who the hell Prince is.
And real quick, here is Child's Play number 2, issue number 1, high grade, $40. Again, another very rare comic book. Both of these, for the periods that they were released, I've never, except for these 2 copies, I've never seen these before in my life.
No, yeah.
Never. Just one
it's
of those
funny
things.
because the Child's Play came in a collection a little bit back. It had those Pacific.
Was it the ones that
like the horror comics and all
that was in there and I missed it?
That was in there and I went by it a few times. I was like, it's gonna be like $4.
Yeah.
And then the other day I was like, let me look it up. Mr. Peterson might want it, $40.
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah. There were a couple of eBay sales that were closer to 60.
Yeah. No, it's one of it's like the Texas Chainsaw and like any kind of horror stuff.
And again, a lot of this stuff is low print runs. Yeah. And let's be honest, low print runs are huge, like there are certain speculation markets that want to convince you that certain books have a lot of value. And then you look at the print runs and you look at how many copies one individual buyer might have purchased. And you sit there and go, how does this have any value? Who are you selling it to? I'm looking at you, X-Men #1, Superman 75. Now, admittedly, 30 years later, we're starting to get into, because some people throw those books out or they get mad. Or
we have them all in stock.
We do have them all. Yes, that is true. But
we usually have really good run of books right now. Like as far as wall books and like stuff in the bit. Like
that's true. And Marshall keeps telling me, Marshall and Henry keep telling me that Jersey's got some really good runs. Like if you're looking for more Punishers or Silver Surfers or other stuff.
There's all kinds. Whatever we don't have, like it all balances out.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like there's so much. I feel like we've never had this much like good books.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Al keep saying we?
Well, because we're all family.
Because I'm still here for a week.
Yeah, you bum. Real quick, we also have one of the very few CGC books that we're going to have. A lot of glare, so I'm not going to get too crazy about it. But this is from the original Captain Marvel run, issue number 33. It is graded as a 6.0 because of the off-white pages by Jim Starlin and Steve Englehart. This is the origin of Thanos, and you also have a Drax and Death appearance, plus an Avengers cameo, and all this can be yours for only $35. What a deal. What a deal.
It's already graded.
It's already graded. You don't have to do any of the work. You don't have to wait 2 years to get your books back.
It costs $40 to get something graded.
Yeah, it's $30, $40 with
there you go.
Can I get that Thor 21?
Oh, yeah. Thor 21.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. Thor 21.
Good Lord.
Uh-oh. Do we have another guest appearance?
Another guest coming in.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Should we go to break and then? All right, Kyle, let's go to break, and when we come back, we will introduce our next guest.
Oh my goodness, I'm tearing up.
Go follow the experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
What's up? It's the Word Man, Gary Lime. That's Dave Proch. And you're checking out Fat Jack's Comicrypt on The Experience now.
Lean in there, buddy. Say hi to everybody. Look who it is. Look who it is.
I do the moment dance.
Woo! Zayden! Woo!
And I know earlier I was in the chat, but as I just explained, I did exactly what David Bowie did on July 13th, 1985. He took a jet plane from Wembley Stadium and flew immediately to Philadelphia JFK Stadium to do another performance.
Look at that. This guy.
Didn't Phil Collins also do that? Didn't he play in London and then he took the Concorde to Philly to play another set?
Yes.
Ah, look at that.
Philly, baby.
Philly, baby.
It's a Philly thing.
And I'm leaving. I'm leaving the city. Oh, God, what an idiot.
Oh, but at least you know you're leaving beloved. You're not leaving in shame.
This is more than I ever thought I would ever get in my entire life. This is more than my funeral will bring.
I can tell my Al story too.
Sure, tell it.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
I actually saw you, and we were separated by crowds.
Okay.
And I'm going to give a date too. It'll probably take you a long time to remember this one, but it was June 30th, 2010. It was at the preview for Despicable Me.
I do remember that. I do remember that.
And it was a wild day for me because I went to the preview, called out a sick for work. After the preview, I went immediately to the club.
No kidding.
Yes. And then 3 weeks later, I went with Trell to San Diego.
Oh,
where he ate the burrito in the truck.
Yes.
At 2:00 in the morning in a Walmart parking lot. Walmart parking lot.
But that was my summer of 2010.
I remember that. I remember going and we got drinks after that with Dave with CD Dave.
Okay.
You know CD Dave.
Yes.
You've met and he has a real peculiar way of talking to waitresses. Very unique.
His name is CD.
That's being very kind to him.
And so he and I both got the same thing, same drinks, and his beer came and there was about an inch missing. Because of how he talked to the waitress. She was like, no.
Well,
at that preview, I was absolutely upset because the movie was in 3D, and I do not do well with 3D movies.
I don't even remember. I remember going to see it. Was it 3? I don't know. In 3D, man.
You know, like
kind of trips you out.
Long story short, I have a cornea implant in my left eye.
Okay.
And I have like spatial relationship problems sometimes, and
So, like,
I have the same thing with
or you
3D.
just don't
No,
like it?
I just can't.
Doesn't process right.
I didn't process right.
Okay. All right. Well, before we move on further, I'm going to rope you into a little work here.
Absolutely.
Would you mind grabbing those American Splendors that are up there and show everybody the covers real quick as we talk about, because then we'll move on to some other stuff. All right. So starting in the late 70s, going up until I think the early or maybe late 80s, early 90s, Harvey Pekar. He had his American Splendor series, Underground Comics.
Number 1.
It is not number 1.
Oh, it isn't?
No. It is not.
Oh, it's number 7.
No, number 1 is like a $200 book.
Yeah.
For anyone who's never seen the movie American Splendor. Great movie is right. He died only like a couple of years after that. I feel, he didn't really get to like enjoy. But anyway, Harvey Pekar told slice of life stories, and they were always illustrated by all of his underground artist friends, most notably Robert Crumb. Issue 6, issue 7, and issue 8 have Robert Crumb art in it. Issue 9 and 10 do not. Now, these are all fine pluses. I believe issue 6, 7, and is that 8?
Yes.
What's the price on 8?
$14.
Okay, so issue 6 and 7 are $16. Issue 8, 9, and 10 are $14 each. Again, these are kind of rare at this point, and I got to be honest, and correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows differently, I don't think all of the stories in the 16-issue run of American Splendor have ever truly been reprinted in complete. No, they like cherry-picked.
Yeah.
I like this cover.
Yeah, it's a fun one, yeah.
They've done anthology versions, like where they pick individual shorts out of each book and done it.
Right.
Actually,
they cherry-pick certain stories.
Yeah, not like just a trade of everything.
No, I don't think they've ever done that.
Yeah, the Crumb stories were collected in the Collected Crumb.
Yeah,
which is, obviously because Crumb is the most famous out of all of the artists that worked on the Harvey Pekar stories. But you also have Kevin Brown, Greg Bujit, Sue Keavy, Gary Dumm. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't recognize half these names. Val Merrick, I recognize him. Does anyone know who Sean... Oh, I was wrong. Issue 9 does have Robert Crumb. So I guess it's only issue 10. Is that issue 10? Sorry.
Yep.
Let me just... Okay, so this is the one that doesn't have the Robert Crumb. But anyway, these are some American Splendors if anyone is interested. There they are. They're hanging up there. Were you watching the show when we were talking about this issue?
No, I was not. I was in transit.
Dude. Take. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That was the reaction I thought was coming. Yeah, take a look at that one.
That's what I was expecting from everybody.
That is
it's troublesome, right?
It's 1980.
It's very troublesome.
It's problematic cover.
It's always interesting to look back at those times when this was fresh humor, but now we've moved on to a different state.
It's a whole different. Yeah.
Like, can you imagine you're John Severin? And you're like, oh, I got this. People are gonna love this cover. It's different strokes. Everybody loves Gary Coleman. What you're talking about, Willis? And hey, look, the they're putting shoe shine all over the cracked character's face with a shoe shine box there in the corner, just in case you didn't get the reference.
Does anybody know the name of the cracked guy?
Good question, because I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I feel like I've looked it up, but how much is you got an X-Men 140 up there?
I do have an X-Men 140. You got it. Why don't you show that off, Zanin? It is a very fine plus. It is $40. It is the part of the Chris Claremont, John Byrne run of X-Men. It is the first part of a two-part story where Wolverine and Nightcrawler go up to Canada to I don't know. I think Alpha Flight was getting disbanded during this story.
I think this is the moment right before Days of Future Past.
Yes. Actually, that is the story that occurs right before Days of Future Past. But I'm pretty sure what was happening is that Claremont and Byrne were beginning the dissolution of Alpha Flight, which would lead into John Byrne's Alpha Flight series, where they were all brought back. But that issue is where Alpha Flight gets disbanded.
That's an underrated series, Alpha Flight. John Byrne's Alpha Flight.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, someone finally pull the trigger.
Someone's taking it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Oh,
no, not that one.
okay.
Yeah. No. It was the one that I was pretty sure when I looked at the entire set of books we had, I was like, if any book was going to sell tonight, it's going to be the controversial one.
Yeah, it's like those spooky books that we had a month back.
Or the Chick Track comics.
Oh, yeah.
The infamous Is Brendan Losing His Mind? Little do they know that November and December 2022 is coming around, and then you'd really see what it looks like when I start losing my mind.
Mr. Davis likes the Chick Track books.
Yes,
he
Andrew
came in and grabbed some because I guess where he grew up, they used to give them out.
No, yeah, well,
like he didn't get them for the nostalgia buzz that he was hoping for. You know what I mean? Like,
no. He's told me the story where the area he grew up was a certain kind of religious. Yeah, where they didn't read those books as jokes; they read them as biblical fact. Yeah.
Really?
Those are amazing.
Hey, never underestimate this country when it comes to cults, religion.
That's a whole different story in itself.
And crazy.
What song do you want to get murdered by?
You know, and I don't know.
What song do you want on the radio as your greatest loved one is just shoving that shiv deeper and deeper into your guts?
As you're choking Brendan and he's stabbing you in the chest.
The most obvious, and I don't think if Roland ever added this to any of the playlists.
Okay, because he's a real ass, that's for sure.
Hurt by 9 Inch Nails.
Okay, all right, okay.
That's why he's.
You mean the Johnny Cash cover that 9 Inch Nails covered? No, do you know how many people genuinely believe that the 9 Inch Nails "Hurt" is a cover of Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Well,
dude.
you know, Trent Reznor essentially has said that Johnny Cash did it better than he ever could have anyway.
Oh, that is
valid.
That's not what we're
but that's
saying.
before he heard that song.
And I'm not saying he's wrong, considering when Johnny Cash recorded that song after the death of his great love. I get it. It's Johnny Cash's "Hurt" has blood in it.
Yes.
Like blood.
But it's not his song.
But it technically is
made
a
it
cover of a 9 Inch Nails song.
But he made it his song.
But it's the same. It's the same with Whitney Houston and Dolly Parton.
Yes.
It's this. Like Dolly Parton can sing that song until she's blue in the face.
Well,
nobody wants to hear it.
How many people, if you were to walk down the street and ask people who originally did "I Fought the Law," almost everybody would be like The Clash.
Yes,
it's a Clash song.
I used to think that too.
Yeah, almost everybody did.
No.
It is not. It is a Bob Fuller, the Bob Fuller 4. That is, "I Fought the Law" was originally recorded in 1962, a couple months before Bob Fuller was walking down the street in a crosswalk in a Texas road, and somebody hit him. And being a real tough Texan guy, he went, you know what? I'm going to go home and sleep this one off, and then died in his sleep from internal injuries.
Seriously?
Because he didn't, yes. He got hit by a truck in a crosswalk, walked it off, literally walked it off, went home, went to bed, never woke up again.
That's a great story.
Brain trauma is a big thing.
I feel like I could have done that at some point.
I'm pretty sure.
If nothing's broken,
yeah,
and you're like, that feels weird.
I feel
like,
sleepy
you hit your
a
head.
little
You're
bit.
like, I'm just gonna sleep it off. And you got a concussion.
My
when
head
you start seeing lights, that's when you know that there's something seriously wrong.
My head hurts till you go to sleep.
Well, it's
not a good thing.
It's kind of like how recently I mentioned to Angela, my beautiful partner. I got this like rash on my leg that just hasn't healed in like 6 months. She's like, can I look at it? She looked at it and she's like, you might have skin cancer. And I went, no, I don't. And she's like, you're going to go to a doctor. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then I realized you can't say that to someone who actually cares about you.
Cancer's not itchy. He's fine.
In fact,
are you all right?
I hope she's not listening.
Now's the perfect time.
Yeah, to show everybody. I hope she's not listening because I'm pretty sure I lied to her and I told you I told her I've only had it for the past couple months. No, I've had it for like the past half a year.
When I went to the doctor already, he said it's fine.
It's not healing, no matter what I do.
Are you all right?
You go to the freaking doctor.
It's pretty bad.
Let me see.
No, I'm not going to show you in the middle of the show.
Everybody's concerned now.
No.
When's the next commercial?
It's fine.
And you went to the doctor?
No, not yet.
Oh, dude. When you go to the doctor?
Are you serious?
Dude, have you met me?
Dude, tomorrow you need to go to the doctor.
Okay, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Brandon, seriously, tomorrow you need to go to the doctor.
In here now.
It was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to,
I worked with Brendan one day and he had sliced his hand on a piece of glass.
Yes.
The night before, like sliced it, but like stitches sliced it. So he worked the whole day holding his hand up like this with a bunch of paper towels wrapped around it. Because he wasn't going to the doctor. He said, no, it's fine. Just keep it above your heart.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
It'll heal.
Did you like burn it on your stove too? Trying to like cauterize it or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I did a lot of
like the Shield, like Vic Mackey stuff.
Yeah.
Put it right on the
Again,
That's how infections work.
What's the whole joke? My health insurance is that it doesn't matter. I can't think of the joke.
Health insurance. That is a joke.
Real quick before we move on to some other books, this is the Sensational She-Hulk by John Byrne I was talking about earlier. That is issue number 43. That is a very fine plus of $25. Here is our JLA Avengers, the great Kurt Busiek, George Perez, probably the best Marvel DC crossover of all time. And you don't need to hear me complaining about it before, but it is a tragedy that this is out of print. This first issue is a high-grade copy at $24. This was the Chronic hip-hop variant homage, Doctor Strange #1, fine plus, $16. We also have, I don't know if Hasbro will ever pull off an actual movie. This is Micronauts #1, the first appearance of these characters. This is a very fine copy at $25. And if you're looking for an affordable copy, because it is a VG plus, and that's mostly just because it's old and the pages are browning. But this is Ms. Marvel #1 from 1970. Is this 1977 or 1976?
1976.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Show off the George Perez portfolio poster book that
awesome.
came out.
We got one left. If anybody's interested. Tonight's the night because Mr. Barucci's paying shipping.
But again, this is a VG plus of Ms. Marvel #1, first appearance of Carol Danvers, and it is only $30.
Now this is really nice if anybody's interested. It's a Perez portfolio came out this week, but it's all covers, which I don't know.
That's cool.
It's cool, but like I don't know his art. Like I want to see some interior. That's all I'm saying.
We all do.
I feel like there's some cool pages they could have put on there.
Yeah,
instead of just covers.
There's a lot of cool pages. In fact, there's a bunch of double-page spreads from JLA Avengers alone that would have been worth, showing off.
It's funny because somebody came in on Thursday looking for that, and I was like, "No, we don't ever say it. It's George Perez," and he said, "Oh, who's that?" I was like, "Wait, what? Why are you asking for this thing? Like, what are you looking for, man? How did you even know it existed?"
Would you mind showing? So this is
awesome.
Yeah, this is OMAC #1. Now that is a fine minus at. Did I price it at 16?
15.
15. Okay. So this is part of the great Kirby revolution in DC when he came. By the way, I've been rereading Fourth World.
Oh yeah.
It more than holds up.
Those are not yours?
What's it? No, those are mine. I got the omnibus.
Oh, the big.
So I just donated them to the shop.
Heavy
Yeah.
duty.
And it's held up well. I understand our issues with it.
I contend that there are about 4 or 5 books that should be included now in the Fourth World Omnibus.
What would you say is?
Lois Lane
Okay.
actually had some books, and it was a storyline that dealt with the Fourth World during 1971-72
Okay.
that have never been reprinted.
But was Kirby involved with it at all?
No, Kirby wasn't involved, but it had his storylines.
Okay.
And Desaad and Darkseid appeared in Lois Lane.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Like, in fact, you're the only person I know who's ever bought Lois Lane.
For that very reason.
Balls.
Have they ever collected Lois Lane? Like, I've never seen.
Only in the black and white showcase books,
Okay.
the phone books.
Yeah. All right.
But
Well, I guess that counts. I mean, it's something.
outside of that, no, there aren't any.
I mean, they don't
Collections
have-
of-
Yeah, there's no omnibus or anything like that.
Lois Lane is very outdated,
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some great covers.
especially
Really great
Those are,
covers.
I mean, people look just for those covers, you know.
especially the storyline I Am Curious Black.
Yeah, that's the infamous.
See, that's the one
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like, that, that's what everybody wants.
That's true. That is what everyone wants.
That's what we all want.
But it's just, and again, I'm not saying anything new or anything like that. But like, it's just amazing how ahead of its time the Fourth World books really were. And again, when you think, how old was Kirby at the time? Was he in his 50s?
He was in his 50s.
He was in his 50s.
Yes.
And he was writing stories and talking about stuff that teenagers were into. And with like actual sincerity. Like I read that stuff now and I'm like, he is literally, I don't think Kirby ever did a psychedelic in his entire life. And yet there are moments in those books that is pure psychedelia.
Well, to his credit, he had been working on that for years.
Okay.
While he was still with Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And even the collages, he pioneered that while he was at Marvel. But as soon as he got to DC, it was like his first year and a half, they just let him do whatever he wanted.
And you could tell. Like,
and they just pulled the plug early on everything.
Yeah, and that's a long story in itself. The Fourth World demise was an inside job. I'm looking at Saul Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But look at like the character Glorious Godfrey. He was already talking about the poison of TV evangelical, orators or whatever. And he was already talking about, even before the movie Network came out, but the danger of 24/7 news media that pretty much creates our reality for us.
And that's the thing. That's why Lois Lane should be included. Because Morgan Edge was a clone, and he was an agent of Darkseid.
Yes.
And he was weaponizing GBS for Darkseid.
Yeah, he was weaponizing the media. It was not about news. It was not about informing. It was about maintaining fear, control, and addiction. Like, pretty much. Speaking of which, here's a bunch of kids who are going to high school. Strange Academy #2, second appearance of everybody. It's a high-grade copy. It's $30. We don't need to get into it too much. And then, don't worry, Gary. I won't bring up who the writer is. But here we have JLA #1, very fine plus, $12. The very first time the great 7-character pantheon. So I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Until this issue, you never had a Justice League book where Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman were on the same team. This is 1995 is the very first time that happened as an actual lineup, not a bunch of characters just teaming up for brief periods.
Okay, I think maybe they did have some escapades in the 1960s.
Okay.
All those characters.
Escapades.
Driving a bowl plus the original.
No, in Justice League. But
before Green Arrow, before number 4.
Okay, cool.
But I don't think Wonder Woman might have been part of that lineup. I think that was after she had become Diana Prince.
There you go. I feel very strongly that what I just said was very true. Real quick, for anyone who's interested, here's 2 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. They have value specifically because of the J. Scott Campbell covers of Mary Jane. This was during the Straczynski Romita Jr. run. And again, the value, that is a high-grade copy at $10, issue 51, also known as issue 492.
She looks very Mean Girls in this cover.
Well, yeah, she's, what else do you expect? Well, that she's not Mean Girls. That she's waiting by the phone for Peter to give her a call.
I don't know. You can interpret that in many different ways.
She's waiting for me in that one.
Oh, that is for sure. That is also a high-grade copy at $8.
Looks like the test came up positive.
Zing! Oh, man! Good night, everybody! Can't top that! Real quick, this is Wolverine 100. This is the issue where Wolverine becomes a Neanderthal. Does everyone remember that story? Where Wolverine ran around with a do-rag and shaggy clothes, and he had his bone claws.
Those were great. He was like this.
Yeah.
It was like.
How did he become that way?
He gets devolved or something in this story. I don't know. I never read it.
Like red kryptonite?
Yes. Let's call it. It was Marvel's version of red kryptonite.
That's no glare.
No, that is
it's barely through reference.
That is a high grade copy at $12. Is that $12 that I got it?
$14.
$14. Okay, yeah. It's a book that has actually gone up in value.
You never.
And for anyone who's not aware, next week is the next Batman Spawn #1 crossover one shot. I hope everyone's got their $3,500 for all the covers. I hope everyone's really excited about the 80 covers that are about to come out.
We're not getting all 80.
Yeah.
And we're probably not getting half of them.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I know we're not getting the inside.
But if you want, go to the Dynamic Forces website. I imagine you'll find all the covers there.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, they're selling the Sonic cover for $2,500 right now.
Wow.
Sonic cover?
The Sonic cover.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that you could purchase right now for $2,600 Bone #1 and #2? And I would say that they probably carry more of their value than anything you spend on your Spawn Batmans. But if you're interested, Batman didn't just cross over with Spawn. He also hung out with Spider-Man.
Why?
Spider-Man. That is a fine plus at, was that $12?
$10.
Oh, $10. All right.
DeMatteis, Graham Nolan, and Carl Kessel.
Yeah, Graham Nolan, who was pretty much a regular Batman artist at that time, right? Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. So there we go. That is some more books.
Graham Nolan posted the first appearance of Bane original art on Comic Art Fans this week.
Was that the first or the second issue of Batman and Spider-Man?
I think it was the second, because the first had, I think, Mark Bagley art. I think.
This one's Ed Bagley.
And his
the art is
car that runs on cooking oil.
A little electric.
I do not see.
Nice. Fun times.
But Batman, Spider-Man.
Good stuff.
$10.
$10.
All right. So we have, all right, real quick, we got a few more minutes before our next break. So let us drip back in real fast.
You can't even see this guy.
To the Donny Cates era.
You do any of these, Andy? You do the pops at all?
No. Trell talked me out of it.
I wish
or Trell's wife did.
Katie talked me out of it.
They need to do the reprint of the cover, the issue, in those boxes.
They put it in the box. Yeah, that would be
like
nice
it's just a
background.
cover.
You
Like
just put them on top of the Thors that I'm about to hand you.
Okay.
The Donny Cates.
The cover was reprinted, not the issue.
But like the issue, you have to go the whole in yards, man. Come on.
Do you miss this? This voice from the corner of the room
it's
that
nice to
asks
see Zane, and this guy starts yelling at me.
Real fast, this is part of the Donny Cates run of Hulk. That is issue #1. That is a high grade copy at $6. We do not have issue #2, but we do have the only issue of this entire run that has actual value. Here, Zanin, is issue #3, the first cameo appearance of Titan. That is a high grade copy at $12.
Oh, that's held the value too. Like that was the one that spiked the first week, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people I think like turned on it for a brief moment, but it's come back around again. That it's actually because at one point I think like it was jumping up to $20-$30, and you tell people you're like, don't, just calm down. It came back down and it settled into like a $15 range. So again, you got to be really careful when it comes to books that are based on speculation market because there are spikes. That's issue number 4. Now, the rest of these are pretty much like cover price. So there's issue number 4. Again, I know a lot of people don't like this series, but Ryan Ottley's art is a blast. And I don't know, man. It's goofy. It's comics, man.
It's comics.
It's comics. Bruce Banner is driving the Hulk shuttle.
You have
the
to
Hulk ship.
Appreciate them for what they are.
Yeah, USS Incredible Hulk flying through space, you know.
Is Kate's off this one too?
Yeah, he's off all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People are pissed.
So what's he just doing crossover?
I have no idea. No, crossover's
done.
Yeah, crossover's done. I don't know. He's got his kids love capes and
he's making money.
And chains and school shootings or something. I don't know. Here's Hulk number 6. That's a high grade at $5. And then we have a complete Banner of War storyline, which is the crossover between Thor and Hulk. Here is the Alpha issue. And then we have part 2. That is Thor number 25. Now, these are all pretty much like cover price, maybe a couple cents over. Hulk number 7. That is part 3. Part 4, Thor number 26. And the final part of Banner of War, Hulk number 8, the beautiful Gary Frank cover. There we go. Good times.
Cover price, $4.50.
Yeah, it's like just like a couple cents, but you know, anyone who buys any of that stuff tonight, we can do. You know. All right, what we got for time?
Awesomeness.
Zane, you do the Hulk books? Have you read the Hulk?
I have not read Hulk since the 1990s.
Really?
Yes.
Really? The Peter David stuff?
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
You just dropped. You were like, "No, I'm done with it."
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
That's fair.
Some comic books you encounter that you just say, it's time.
It's just not.
Enough's enough.
And I went through the same thing with Spider-Man and Fantastic Four.
I like the last Donny Cates Hulk.
Yeah.
I like it. He's not doing a lot of things. Like, damn.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You do his Thor too?
Huh?
You doing his Thor too?
Yeah, no, he's done now. But like, it's like, okay, you're done. All right, fine.
Is there a book that you've read consistently since you were a child?
No.
Jane?
No.
I would say no.
No.
I've encountered different eras in which I just said, no, that's enough. Yeah. You've got too much of my money now.
Yeah, it's
a point. Yeah.
Venom, like I love Venom, and then the whole last couple of Venom books, I'm like,
it's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you get to a point collecting comic books. If you hold on to them,
you can't.
Yeah. You can't read each and every issue. You have to pick and choose what type of storylines or characters you're willing to follow.
You create your own continuity.
You got to keep the books that you want to keep. And,
absolutely.
You can't. Otherwise, what's the point?
No, this is a story to enjoy. Every other story.
I was talking to a customer. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody on the phone. It might have been Mr. Chamberlain. But like when he first bought something, but he had gotten rid of all his X-Men. Like long boxes, like whole run of X-Men or whatever. And he was like, I'm never going to sit down and read these again. He's like, why am I going to waste the space in the garage? You know, whatever you're doing, like you can make money on them. And then if you want to read them, you pick up like a trade of the story you want.
It's a good point.
Like, who's going to sit down and read the entire run of X-Men? I mean, thousands of books.
In all fairness, I've definitely talked about this openly, but pretty much 2022 has been me not watching TV, really, except for a few exceptions, not watching many movies, not listening to as much music. I'm really missing out on the culture. But the one thing that I have been doing is rereading my entire comic book collection. And I got to tell you, I enjoy it a lot. And I've reached something that I was glad that you were here for, because you're the only person I think who has ever read this series as I did as well.
Interesting.
Has anyone here read Alice Cott's Zero?
Ooh.
No.
No, nobody.
I know.
No.
I know. If he's watching, Wayne has.
Okay.
But I don't know if he read the whole thing. I know because he likes, because they shuffled artists, so he's an art guy.
Oh, every issue is a new artist.
I think you told me about this series before.
It is
It's
brilliant. And I just recently reread it again, and it's even more brilliant than I remember, especially because, so the whole series first weirdly starts out as sort of like spy espionage, and the dude sort of, but the last arc of the series just becomes about William S. Burroughs, Patti Smith, mushrooms, Philip K. Dick, the Black Iron Prison. It just turns into just this insane psychedelic deconstruction of like the beats and our relationship with war and how it's a poison on all of us and how our savior is mushrooms and fungus that connects us to everybody.
And you liked it?
And it's got major father and son issues and the sacrificing of the mother.
Swamp Thing.
And
that was the first
issue. Swamp Thing.
I had read the trade, and then you started reading it, and that was like the first thing you told me. You were like, "Man, there's such daddy issues in that book. It's great."
It kind of sounds like Slaughterhouse-Five.
Kurt Vonnegut. But if anything else, it blows my mind how important William S. Burroughs is to that entire series. And then mushrooms. Dude, like psilocybin cubenus. It just becomes all about that we need to remove the Black House, the Black Lodge. Like he constantly refers to it as the Black Lodge, which obviously is a reference to Twin Peaks and things of that nature.
Obviously.
He the whole thing about the horses, where do the horses go? To the point where he ties in all this crazy shit to
Glue Factory.
to Patti Smith's horses record. Again, I'm not going to sit here and promote Allen Ginsberg too much because he was a member of NAMBLA and he has a lot of, let's call it, uncomfortable relationships with young boys. Speaking of which, it's time for a break. We'll see you on the other side.
You know how when you go to Comic-Con, after Comic-Con, you go to the hotel bar, and there's a whole bunch of people playing music and dancing, and you've got Pikachu and Lara Croft Tomb Raider doing the cha-cha slide just down from Deadpool and Batman and Wonder Woman? That's every Saturday night over on the Experience Twitch channel. Join Taji Beats for the EXP Dance Party, exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_EXP.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula. You want the comics? You buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find the link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
Own their own characters.
48.
Get anything from sales or?
I don't know. I know that.
Hi, we are back.
That is a great question, and I don't have an answer.
And
for it.
Say it now.
yeah. There should be comic books up here to sell.
Yeah, no, there's comic books. So here we're gonna do a couple sales.
Real
So
quick, what's up, Duke?
Oh, Duke's in the
Duke, tell Duke.
Yo, does Duke know that we have the Chronic? Show the Mystic.
All right, and we got that Doctor Strange book.
Yeah. Hey, Duke, we found a hip-hop variant. It's the Doctor Strange #1, also known as Doctor Strange the Mystic. Smoke weed every day.
I'm going to say it right here in front of the whole world, however many millions are watching. Dr. Dre's The Chronic, overrated.
Ooh, all right.
Overrated.
Okay.
Throwing it down.
Is there another hip-hop record that came out that year that you prefer?
What year was that, 1990?
No, it was either 91 or 92. Did we lose Gary? Is Gary gone? Is Gary there?
Oh, well, Mr. Towers is claiming that one.
Oh, boom! I just knew it.
Oh, no.
It's okay.
I got it.
The great thing is they're like cats. They like fall, face up. Yeah. I've really.
Gary knows. They're in agreement. It's a Snoop Dogg album. That's really all it is. That's all I'm saying.
Al's
Doggy
take
style
on the
come out
Chronic. Al's take on the Chronic lets me set up our new show tomorrow night at 9:00 called Hot Takes, where we talk about controversial opinions we may or may not have about things that are beloved, aka the Al's take on the Chronic, which is wrong.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not my favorite, and I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not throwing shade at anybody. You're allowed to like what you like. Music's beautiful in that way that everybody can enjoy it.
Again, that's the whole point of the playlist. There's no. It's just art. It's just art. You never know what you're going to enjoy. There's plenty of things that I thought I hated forever, and then one day I was in a mood and it came on, and I went, "Oh, it's actually pretty good." I wouldn't admit it to anybody, but you know,
he once stopped a group of people from talking so he could listen to Fergie play at the party without any kind of background ambient noise.
It's true.
He was like, "Can you shut up, please?"
Yeah.
What was the song? You can start singing. You can sing the song right now.
It was. Was it Mary Jane?
It was.
It was Mary Jane.
It absolutely was.
I was like, "Yo, everybody, she's singing about marijuana. Shut up!" And everyone was like, "Is that dude high?" And Al went, "Yeah." I mean, what do you expect?
I said, "That's my brother. You leave him alone."
Speaking of which, great anecdote story that we've told many times before, but we'll tell it again. When we used to go out to bars a lot more, back in the 2007, 2008, 2009 range.
It was a great era.
It's a great era.
That was when I had a reason to go on a bar.
Al and I had a habit. Our buddy John Fox, who was used to work here at Fat Jack's Comicrypt.
Shout out to John Fox if he's watching.
Yeah, which he's not, but shout out to John. I hope you have 5 mistresses.
Oh man. Woo.
But
all kinds of business out in the open tonight.
So hey man, end of an era. Who knows? We'll even be. I mean, 2023 is going to be an interesting year. Let's just call it. So we used to go out to bars a lot together.
What bars?
Doesn't even, no, I'll tell you, crappy bars.
Whatever bar gave you the most alcohol for the least amount of money.
Dirty Frank's?
No.
Dirty Frank's only because it's too far from the shop.
Well, no, but don't forget, like
we could go. There was Roosevelt's.
Well, we went to Roosevelt's a lot because John
would do, drink nights.
Yeah,
and John loved going there because he liked to chat up young ladies.
Yeah, so John had girlfriends, but he really loved when the girlfriends were out of town. He would live vicariously through Al and I, where he would drag us to terrible bars where there was like college students and early 20-something-year-old girls, and John would walk up to a table of girls, and I give John all the credit in the world. He would chat them up, and then he'd be like, "Guys, come over here," not realizing that he was hanging out with 2 vicious antisocialites, vicious in our antisocial behavior, to the point where John would bring over these 2 lunatics, have them sit down, and then these 2 idiots would just start to go on and on and on about the acid punk band that we had.
We were in a couple bands.
A lot of bands. We were brothers.
We were brothers first and foremost.
Yes.
Now, were you guys drunk at the time?
Always.
So that then put you in a certain mindset to like.
We were not in here on register. We were drunk.
We're probably other things too, but for the sake of this being a family show,
we would buy we would get like a whole case before we went out. It's
Yeah.
just like,
So this is when also Al drank.
You were pregame
oh yeah.
before you went out to the bars.
Pre-game and be like, how we gotta go out?
Yeah, and Al and I, and this is also during the period where Al drank whiskey like I did.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
man.
We closed the shop out on a Sunday one time.
Yeah, we barely remember.
Yeah, that was. I actually thought of that today coming in. I was like, man, I should get whiskey just to come in and do that again.
Just the infamous 300 is racist.
Vomit all over the floor. Or I started picking up Preacher off the shelf and crying. Just the two of you.
Yeah. You and I had a. But that was also a celebration though, because that was a bottle of Jameson purchased for you because you had just gotten engaged.
That was a wedding present for Mr. Oren if he's watching. Thank you, Mr. Oren. We were supposed to all three of us drink that.
Yes,
but we killed it without.
Yeah, so we close up the shop one night, and we were like, all right, we'll just have a drink. It's a celebration.
You want to open this? We're supposed to have it with Oren, but he's not here. We'll just save the rest and we'll just have a little pop now.
Right. Now, just so we're clear, this was a huge bottle of Jameson.
Oh my God.
Bottle.
Less than 2 hours later.
Oh, and it was like the high end Jameson.
Yeah.
20 or 30. Oh, it was
like it was like
it was
50 proof, 60 proof.
It was like butter on a hot skillet.
So you polished us off at the shop.
Just so we're clear,
we saved him this much in the bottle.
within what, like 90 minutes? Like it was
I was
ridiculous. Like it was one of those things where I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, did I close the shop? Did I lock it? Oh my God, is this gate down? Oh my God. Like, I have no memory of leaving.
He was real specific about not showing me the code. I wasn't allowed to see the security code. He was like, you can't see this. Like people with their pins and
It was the only thing that gave me status. I was like, I know the code.
He was like, I gotta put the code in. Turn around.
Though in all fairness, at the time I had gotten involved with my first love had come back into the picture of my life.
Oh yeah,
that's awful.
And she had the no. Did we call her?
No, you were on the phone with her.
She called me for some reason,
and like the call dropped, and for whatever reason, I called the wrong girl back on your phone.
It was that period of my life.
That's how I was like, nah, let me talk because I'm drunk. I can obviously talk better.
I can do this.
It didn't go well. Let's just say that.
Would you hold that up for Duke? He's interested in the Black Goliath.
Black Goliath,
Great
number
issue.
1, George Tuska. That is a fine plus at $20. It is the second appearance of Black Goliath, whose first appearance we found out was in Luke Cage.
So first appearance was in Luke Cage, and then his alter ego's first appearance was in an Avengers issue.
Yes, Bill Foster.
There you go.
He was a colleague of Hank Pym.
Of Hank Pym, right? Okay, which is why he became Goliath. But we're at that era of comics where you had to throw the black into the equation.
And Marvel did him so wrong.
Who, Black Goliath?
Yes.
In Civil War?
In Civil War.
Where they just killed him off?
Yes.
You mean
was he
the black man was killed off first to give stakes to a movie or story?
Yes.
You mean that trope?
Yes.
Yeah, it's problematic. Even in, what was that, 2008?
Is that still?
2006.
People have become a little bit more aware.
Not horror movies anymore.
Duke's going to take it. Thank you, Duke. Very cool.
Good stuff. But real quick, the great punchline of this era of Al and I, our friendship, was we were at Roosevelt's, right?
Yes.
And there was this one girl. Do you think she secretly wanted to sleep with me?
I mean, sure. I don't know.
I don't like
Who doesn't?
She hated me, yet she wouldn't stop interacting with me.
Was she drunk?
Oh yeah, of course.
But she was talking to us, so
Yeah. She was part of this group of girls at a table that John dragged us to and stuff
we
like
were
that.
not particularly smooth in any of this. We had to find whoever was drunker than we were.
Yeah. And again, Al and I were very resistant against everything.
Any kind of interaction with females.
Yeah. We were just such douchebags. But there was a moment with a girl. We're at separate areas of the bar. I'm on like one end of the bar. Al is on a completely other end of the bar. And this woman walks up to Al. And Kyle, I'm going to curse. No. Let me say, okay, so imagine the actual curse. All right.
Earmuffs.
So she walks up to Al and she goes, "Your brother is such an a-hole." And Al, and I have this image in my mind forevermore. It was like Al and I just saw each other across this, like
everything got dark.
Yeah, it was just like a sea of people, and yet Al and I were like 7 feet tall. We could like make eye contact across the
It was like
bar.
James Bond tunnel.
Yeah, and Al goes, "Brendan, this girl really thinks we're brothers," and I was like, "Yeah!" It was the best feeling. I'm pretty sure she said something really nasty to Al and then left the bar.
I think
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You're
sure
right.
that
That's the most important part of the story.
yeah.
So regardless of where you move to or how far apart you guys are, you'll still be brothers.
We'll always be brothers. That is very true. To the point where people have literally come in and been like, "Oh, you grew your hair out."
Yeah. Why'd you cut your hair?
No kidding. That is literally what's happened to us many times before. By the way, here's Adventure Comics starring Starman and Plastic Man. It retails for about $8, but tonight we got it for $4. And then the rest of the Adventure Comics that I'm going to hand to Zanin here. Zanin, please, or Dave, or anybody, if you have any comments on these issues, please let us know, because I literally know nothing. But these are all going to be $2 tonight, okay?
Was Adventure, are those reprints like
No.
Marvel Tales? Or are they
These were new stories, and there were two characters that DC really didn't know what to do with them.
Okay.
And they did not have any features for Adventure Comics. At the time, Adventure Comics was actually like one of the lower selling books.
Yeah. So it was like a tryout book. Just
Yes.
throw them out and see
Basically,
what
yes.
happens. Yeah. Okay.
So that was, what was that, $4.69?
Yes.
And then there's $4.70. These are all $2 tonight.
Now, I believe in, I'm not exactly certain which issues, but Steve Ditko was drawing Starman.
Yes. Yeah, actually, that cover
I was
had.
going to say, that looks...
Yeah.
You know,
Not this, though.
Can you take a step back that way? How's that, Kyle?
Was there an issue?
Yeah, he said take a step back.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was just the way he was or if it was blocking it.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah, Zane, just throw it up there, man. Thank you. There's that's what issue number is that? 471.
471.
All right, that is definitely not Steve Ditko.
Cool.
473. Again, these are all $2. What is this? To regain his stolen power band, Starman runs the Gauntlet of Steel. Gauntlet?
Gauntlet.
No. It's dude.
Is it Gauntlet?
I know how to
He
read.
got really excited. He
Yes.
was correct.
Yeah, he thought he was correct. He thought he was one upping me.
It's not Gauntlet, dummy.
Yeah, Zane,
Gauntlet.
could you show Jason what it actually says? Gauntlet.
Oh man. Oh my.
Yeah, the U dropped off the cover.
All right. Now, this is a shift. We're up to issue 487. This is where Adventure Comics now is dealing with Dial H for Hero.
Yes, and that was basically also a pitch for a Saturday morning cartoon. And DC, along with, I think it might have been Ruby Spears at the time,
Okay.
they both produced this idea that was going to be a Saturday morning cartoon.
It's a great idea, actually,
But,
especially for a cartoon.
Dial H goes back further than these, though, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it goes back to
Bobby
60s.
Reed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was a revamp of it, and it was a male and female team who both shared the dial.
Oh, that's cool. And then they brought it back with
New 52.
George Perez cover.
Melville.
They finally brought it back
It
with
was like
Bobby
a,
Reed
it was like a
this time.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
It was Robbie with other people, plus we found out Robbie has been split in two.
Okay. All right.
I'll say
Comics,
this.
I love it.
It's something that I've never read. I heard that the Dial H, when they relaunched it with New 52, was really good. The writer was like a sci-fi writer named Melville.
Yes.
I believe that's all they've done comic-wise, but like I heard very, very good things about it. I just never got a chance.
Yeah, Dial H for Hero is one of those bane of DC existence, like Metalman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just never quite works.
Well, it worked initially,
Yeah.
and then it just didn't age very well.
No.
Interesting.
Like certain crack covers.
Speaking of aging, and speaking of the Christmas holiday,
Ooh.
which
Next week, big bonanza show.
Happy
Ooh.
holiday.
ooky spooky. All right.
Oogie spooky cookies for everybody.
By the way, last night I rewatched Scrooged, and I made Angela watch it for the very first time.
Wait,
Never saw
Scrooge?
Scrooge?
Never saw Scrooge.
You never saw Scrooged with
Bill Murray. Brilliant. Holds up.
Amazing movie.
Carol Kane.
Did she like it?
Oh,
She enjoyed it. She only fell asleep during the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Such a good movie, though.
Well, it's kind of sappy. It's the sappy part. Nobody
No,
cares about
it's
that.
not
It's the
sappy.
singing. Nobody cares about the
All right,
singing.
all right. In all fairness,
It's a bit much with the singing.
for how caustic and cynical it is for about 4/5 of the movie,
It's such a
it
good movie.
really leans into the schmaltz at the end.
It's
But
like a Full House episode.
it earns it. And kind of like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it was one of the very first movies that, as the final credits were rolling, Bill Murray started to genuinely talk to the audience.
Oh, is that? Does it do that?
Yeah, where he's trying to get the audience to sing the song, and he's like, all right, all the guys. No, all the real guys. And he's like, no, everybody to the left. You know, he's like, that kind of a
The
thing.
shame is he's a dick.
Bill Murray's not a dick.
You can't say that.
No.
We'll get in trouble.
Bill Murray is
You don't know that.
difficult.
He might be watching. If you're watching Bill Murray,
Actually, knowing Bill Murray,
You know what, Bill Murray?
whatever, do another Ghostbusters.
did you ever see the documentary of Bill Murray where Bill Murray just wandered into somebody's house party and started just doing drums? And then the cop showed up to shut down the party, and Bill Murray went, "But I'm here." And the cop was like, "Are you Bill Murray?" And he's like, "Who else do you think I am?" And the cop's like, "Can we hang?" And Bill's like, "Sure."
And that's why I have a problem with Bill Murray now. Just because of that story. That bothers me now.
It does.
But anyway, so
He'll
Christmas
show up and I won't see your dick.
Christmas is more about ghosts and spirits and regret and shame and sadness and melancholy. It is the dark night of the soul of all of us. And so who represents that more than anybody else?
Batman?
Santa.
The Spectre!
Oh.
Yeah! All right, so now we have a pile of $1 Spectre comics. This is from the late 80s series that Doug Munch was doing. That issue is illustrated by Gene Colan.
You know what that is? Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, please.
Forget it. It's just like it went in and out of my head that quickly.
That's the segment Mike used to do. The Buck of Book segment.
The Buck of Book segment.
Buck of Book. If anybody from Monday and Tuesday is watching, you know Buck of Book.
Buck of Book.
Millennium time.
I never knew it was an actual
It
segment.
was a thing. Mike get really excited. He would do Buck of Book.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, it's just how do I fill up time while allowing myself to still talk?
No, I think Mike.
Ooh. Guest starring Dr. Fate and Dead Man.
Now, is this the run where Gray Morrow, right? There is no
Yes.
other Morrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's issue 12. Oh, next up is a beautiful Charles Vest cover.
This was the glow in the dark run, right? Didn't it start?
No. We're going to get to that. That was the
That's
Ostrander
Dougie-
Mandrake.
That's Dougie Fresh.
Yeah, issue number 7, where really show up this cover, Zanian, because I'm pretty sure the Spectre is made out of cocaine.
Woo!
Like literally.
When did Jim Corrigan get retired?
Amazing.
I think mid 2000s. Because Crispin Allen, the character from the Gotham Central series, became the new Spectre. But they could have retconned that for New 52. Who knows? At this point, I'm not even sure.
I'm just trying to think, how long was Spectre existing without a host body, without an anchor?
During the whole Infinity Crisis storyline, that was part of the whole. What was the tie-in book? Was that the Days of Vengeance, Day of Vengeance, or something like that? It's where all the magic characters have to, because they're trying to shut down the Spectre. Is this a Matt Wagner cover? Do you recognize that art?
Looks like him.
Kind of has that. Oh, that's a Bart Sears.
Now the Ostrander series.
No, that's like
Kent Williams, George
I
Pratt.
want to say Kubert.
Really?
It's got a weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, man. These Spectre covers were always fun.
Charles Vest.
Charles Vest. We'll go with Charles Vest. Whatever Zanin says.
Yeah. There's issue number 22 with Bart Sears.
One of my favorites was Jim Aparo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he did things with Spectre.
Yeah, he did.
Jim
that
Aparo.
was the Michael Flasher series that he did in the 1970s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an excellent series.
Same stuff. It could be so much easier. Like, if we had knowledgeable people during every show where I don't have to sit there and pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
This is a great cover.
That was another good one.
Yeah, but you've been doing this by yourself for like the last 2-3 weeks.
Oh yeah, have you tuned in? Have you seen what it?
Oh, we've all seen.
Yeah.
We've seen.
I don't know.
Has everyone
have
seen
to
what
admit-
happens when I'm by myself?
I have to admit, the one that you did, like with all the lights out, that was so cool, man.
All right.
I was like,
There's a lot of people who disagree with you, Zane.
They're all wrong.
Can I get number 21 for Mr. Snyder in the chat?
Oh, Mr. Snyder's in the chat. All right.
Snyder's in the chat.
For you, it's full price.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to pay the $2.
All right. Now these next few issues, they're still $1, but now we're into the Ostrander Mandrake series, where it pretty much became EC Comics.
okay, and this was the series that Steve Gerber was supposed to do.
Oh, really?
No.
Yes.
Are you, I don't know if we have different information. Are you talking about before Gerber died?
Yes, before he died.
No. This
This
series,
was the 90s series?
This is the 90s series.
Okay, the 80s series,
this is
Steve
the
Gerber
final
was supposed to do that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So Doug Munch? But
Yeah.
it wasn't because he died. He must have pissed off somebody in DC.
Actually, in a way, he did. The day he was supposed to turn in the script, he blew it off to attend the last day of shooting for Howard the Duck.
That's a better career choice.
Was it the day where we got human duck sex?
Yeah,
was it that day?
You
Where you pick your battles, you
duck
know?
boobs. Because duck boobs were an interesting thing.
Yeah, but look at it this way: the Spectre's still around. Howard the Duck doesn't get a movie anymore.
That's not true.
Oh,
It's
but all
still
that Howard the Duck, Steve Gerber 70 stuff still holds
Are
up.
they going to do a Howard the Duck movie? Is that happening?
They're talking about it, yeah.
I think it would be better served as an animated series.
There you go.
You're right.
It's
By the way, for anyone who's never read the Spectre series from the 90s before, this is one of those should have been a Vertigo book. Like, I don't get, like, this book was so adult.
Yeah.
Like, it was like Tales from the Crypt, but just DC style.
Was it?
These are all Buck.
Is it Kelly Jones?
No, Tom Mandrake did most
okay.
of it. But then you had, like, John Ridgway, George Pratt, like, a bunch of, like, Vertigo, like, painters would do, like, they would illustrate some of the issues. There's issue 38, but it was always, like, really cool covers. The covers were very evocative.
There was only one thing that was really annoying about Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced him without explaining where he came from on Earth 1. Because we all knew he was part of the Justice Society. He was always Earth 2. Suddenly he was with Batman on Earth 1 in Brave and the Bold.
Okay.
And then suddenly he started to develop, but he never really interacted with any of the other characters on Earth 1. And made a complete mess of trying to figure out what's going on.
Here's my question: what's Earth 1 and Earth 2?
The parallel universes.
You stole Jason's joke. That was a Jason joke. Don't feed oxygen to that.
For other people who may not be aware of it.
Yeah.
You know how I can't
Just
wait
think
to
of sliders.
Oh, I remember Slider.
Stop
So,
stealing my thunder.
Zainin, let everyone know that we're about to go to break, but when we come back, we're going to do $3 and $2 Bronze Age era comics, sort of like Word Man obscure comics. We're gonna do that kind of stuff.
We're about to go to break, but when we come back, we're going to do $2, $3 comic books, Bronze Age stuff, lots of good material. See you when we get back.
Are we about to go? Or
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula. You want the comics? You buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales. To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
What's up? It's the word man, Gary Lime. That's Dave Proch. And you're checking out Fat Jack's Comicrypt on The Experience now.
Handle.
Yes, I am a fan of the Mort Weisinger Superman stories. They're very bizarre, and I was a child when I read them. So, as for a child, I was the designated audience.
I was born in 52, and seeing that stuff when I was in my 20s, it was like I went to DC at one point in the 60s.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
I was at the bullpen. I talked to some of the big shots there, and they had tours and stuff. And the idea that I talked to one of the people, and he said, the only way you can be a writer here is if you're living in New York. Didn't happen to stay like that, though, because the writers grew everywhere around the country, and everything changed dramatically.
And that is the story in a nutshell of how Marvel beat DC.
Yeah. Would you argue that Mort Weisinger's entire career is based off of his divorce? Because let's just be honest, those 50s Superman family covers were pretty misogynistic. Lois Lane and Laura Lane, or whatever the hell, they were real ball busters, weren't they?
I can't say for certain because I don't know any details about his divorce.
Speaking of which, here's a $3 comic, Zany.
Oh, wow. You're going to dangle this in front of me?
Yeah.
I can't resist this, man.
You gotta claim it in the chat.
Zanin, if no one claims it in the chat in the next 10 minutes, it's yours, buddy.
Oh, wow. They're looking at Superman propose to somebody else on a distant planet, and it's not them.
Well, dude, Superman can fly to other planets. Dude.
Oh, wait. Extra. Winners of hairstyle contest.
Little something for the ladies.
Little something for the ladies is right. All right, so Zanin, next up, we have 2 issues of Strange Adventures. This is issue 234 and 235, okay? So we got Adam Strange, Joe Cooper cover.
I actually own those.
All right, so why don't you show them off? They're $3 tonight, so there's 234. Do you have any thoughts on those issues?
Not particularly,
My job is so
but there's a real Adam Strange story.
Okay.
But they're all strange.
cool.
And I love this Joe Cooper cover.
That's a good one. Is this true? Who is this artist? Because I actually really enjoy this image a lot. This is Strange Adventures 235.
Okay, this is part of the crossover between Adam Strange and Justice League.
That's Mystery in Space 75.
Yes.
Man.
Wow.
This is the easiest show I've ever had to do.
Well, it helps to be surrounded by comic book fans.
Oh yeah, surprise, right?
But this is a great issue.
Here too.
And it looks like I know Carmine Infantino did the original cover, but it looks like it's inked by Murphy Anderson.
Yeah, they do a good job.
Great issue.
Get out of
Great
here.
issue.
Oh, is that Jason just sliding into everybody's DM?
Oh yeah. No, that
Oh,
is.
yeah.
There's a lot of
And
art.
the colors are so pretty.
Oh
And look
man,
at
yeah, that red. Yeah, he did.
You know what? No, it's not newsstand. It's garbage. Throw it out.
Now we're going to drift into a little westerns because when everyone thinks of Christmas, they think of westerns.
Jonah Hex style.
Gary.
I love it.
Weird Western.
Yep. Here's another copy of Weird Western Tales. This is issue number 54, starring, not inappropriate, Scalp Hunter.
Happy Columbus Day.
Wait till everyone sees the next cover. All right.
I can't wait. Is it another issue of crap?
No. It is Reno Jones and Kid Cassidy as Gunhawks.
Oh, I remember them.
Okay,
and Marvel, right?
Okay, it is, but really show off the cover
Okay.
Oh, wow.
and just let everybody just ruminate. And don't forget to look at the bottom left-hand corner.
Now, they took the idea from this movie called Buck and the Preacher.
Which is?
That's what the book is based on?
Well, they took the idea.
Yeah.
Buck and the Preacher were this black outlaw and this white outlaw who teamed up to fight against the white law.
Yeah, right on.
And
Wells Fargo.
But it was the same idea. Marvel took a black character and a white character and teamed them up in the Western book.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Now, again, these are $3.
It's
But
so
did everyone see the crying child?
crying?
Did anyone see the naked crying child?
Does the white character always save the day, like in the Chick Track books?
Oh my God.
Always teach the book.
Wait. Did they ever get naked and then lie in bed together while talking about Jesus Christ?
I mean, that doesn't, who doesn't?
Okay, call off the slaughter, General. Enough blood's been shed.
Time out. I forgot to tell a story of the time that Al and I hung out one night.
Oh, wow.
We hung out that night.
It was the night that John and
Totally
Ben
worth it.
left us
Totally
to go up
worth
to a Coke party. And Al and I, in the middle of the night,
Thank you, Mr. Lyon.
we wandered off into the dark to look for soft pretzels.
Oh, man. We bonded over our love of soft pretzels.
Right. And then we went to my house and we curled up in bed naked and we talked about our Lord Jesus Christ.
But I was the little spoon, so it's okay.
It's true.
Is this... What much was it?
$3.
Glad we're here for this.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know.
Oh, wait. You guys are tracking with our fun little...
Oh, wow. Rawhide Kid versus Kid Colt Outlaw. I didn't know this was a thing.
It was the best because we abandoned them. They didn't expect us to abandon them.
No, we just walked away.
But again, who wants to go to a party where the woman comes down, sees four
Two
dudes,
Marvel Western
and goes,
characters
two of
team
you
up
can
together
come up,
in
and
one
the
book.
other two have to stay out in 10 degrees
Rawhide
weather.
Kid, number 50.
And that was
We should take their money.
we should. Oh my god. Yeah, because they
We
want us
should,
to go
'cause
buy drugs, right?
They all just want to coke at the party.
Yeah.
We could have just taken the money and been like, we're
And
going to
just
get it.
walked off.
And just walked off because they didn't.
They threw the 50.
In hindsight,
At this luxury apartment. Get out
yeah,
of
the
here.
Drake, right?
Well, I don't know where it was. I don't remember.
Oh yeah. Sorry. And Al and I were not hanging out with two human beings that actually are maybe have families at this point.
That's right.
You know,
And
and
we
we
certainly don't know any cocaine dealers.
no. But we might not have stolen their money, but they stole Ben's stupid hat.
They stole his
He used
heart.
to wear this like hunting hat. And they stole his hat.
As he was walking out of the party, some girl, grabbed the hat off of his head. But a part of him said, maybe this girl will sleep with me, as he was being pushed out of the party.
Is that like Laszlo's hat in What We Do in the Shadows?
A little bit, yeah. But the best part of the story was when Mr. John Fox and Ben came downstairs and realized that A.B. over here were gone.
We were too busy eating our pretzels.
Just so we're clear, was it 3 o'clock in the morning? It was 3 o'clock in the morning because we closed out the bar.
Because we went to the pretzel. There's a place on Washington.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore, but you used to be able to go at like 3-4 in the morning. They had fresh baked pretzels.
Dude, and they would come off.
That was when all the vendor trucks in the city had South Philly soft pretzels.
So it was it
wasn't pretzel.
was vendor trucks, junkies, speed addicts, drunks. We would all be hanging out being like, I can't wait for the pretzels.
Beautiful hot pretzels. Oh, Shout out to A&A Pretzels next to Fat Jack's in Jersey. They do a delicious soft pretzel. It's traditional.
So obviously this is a Philly thing.
Hot them right out the oven.
Oh, dude, like, again, anyone who's ever met me before, I don't take much pleasure from food, but talking
Rawhide
about
Kid, number 68.
that era,
It's magic. It's
dude,
magic.
it was magic.
How do you feel about the anti-and pretzels?
Where
Awful.
stalks the cougar?
Awful.
Not
I
a
hate
pretzel.
them.
It's not a pretzel.
Not exactly certain of the
I-
cover
I-
artist,
and again,
but it looks
I'm not
like
saying
Larry
that-
Lieber.
Anyone who enjoys them is wrong or anything. Just for me personally,
The flavors, the way
way
they're
too buttery.
They ain't
They
going to
just-
payroll tonight.
Two Gun Kid. Number
Yeah, just give
74.
everybody my paycheck. I'm having a good time.
This is
Two Gun
definitely a
Kid.
Kirby cover.
Who'd they bring back? Who was Rawhide Kid that they brought back?
Oh, and they made him gay.
20th
Yep,
century.
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Two
and
Gun Kid.
you
Now,
notice how no one complained about
unfortunately,
that
This is a reprint.
because it was
During the
character nobody cared about.
1970s, most of Marvel Western
white
books are
cowboy.
reprints.
But God forbid,
I don't know what this is reprinting, but I do know this is a Gil King cover.
Rawhide Kid.
Gary.
Where's the Rawhide Kid versus the Cougar?
ooh, versus the cougar. Oh
no.
no, that wasn't
No,
it.
no,
all right,
no.
all right.
Yeah, versus the Cougar. That's what he said. Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Thank you,
Somebody's
Mr.
paying attention. Because at this point, I just give up.
Two Gun Kid.
It's some 6 sorry.
Number 132. Looks like it's from 1976. And that's a definite Gil King cover.
Absolutely. But Jason, it was insane. They wouldn't let the 4 of us. We got invited to a party. They wouldn't let the 4 of us come up. Instead, the girl comes down and goes, "Do you have drugs?" And we go, "No." And she's like, "Well, go get drugs." And we're like,
Reptosaurus,
"Wait,
the terrible
so there's a
returns.
there's a door prize? I mean, what is going on here?"
I didn't say on Annie's pretzel. I
This
said
is a Charlton book,
A&A pretzel.
and from the 12-cent price tag, I'm assuming that it's from the 1960s.
I'm moving on my pretzels. Shut up, man.
I was on pretzel.
Reptosaurus, the terrible
yeah.
returns.
All right, Zane, here's a couple more $3 comics.
Now, when you guys went to this party, did you get like a personal invite to this party?
No.
No. Okay.
Tag
No.
Okay, real quick. So our boy John always kept a little phone book of girls to call when his girlfriend was out of town. And he called up one of his girls and she said, "I'm throwing a party. If you want to come, that's fine. But you can only bring one person." But he didn't tell us.
One person.
And the
Well,
great
because he thought he was going to get to go up there with Brendan.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't
okay,
want to
okay.
hang out with me and Ben.
Conga.
Okay, in all
He
fairness,
thought-
Number
he thought
11.
He was going to get to hang out with the cool guy that knows all the drug dealers.
okay, in all fairness,
Unknown on everything else, but I know it's a Charlton.
that is actually a true statement.
Real quick, to everybody watching, if any claims made on, if you're out of state, shipping is covered by Mr. Barucci tonight. So far, Mr. Line is the only one that's taking advantage. But, Mr. Ebner, if you want to drive to
Thundertails.
Jersey on Tuesday, and we'll ship your books to Jersey for you.
Frank Frazetta's classic Jungle
Whatever.
Strip.
It's all falling apart.
Whatever. We'll,
A reprint book.
Yeah, but that was the great anecdote of the
Fantastic
story.
Rocks.
John honestly thought.
What, 6 o'clock?
Now I understand getting rid of
I think
Ben.
he even said that night. He was like, "I wish it was
Rawhide
No, he
Kid.
did, dude. But here's the
Number
funny.
59.
But this was the funny thing about it.
Well, what time did they
So the,
Action fans, this one's for you.
so the so the girl says, "Only one of you can come up." And John turns to me and he's like, "Come on, man, let's go." And I turned to John and went, No, take Ben." And if anyone has ever met Ben,
He wasn't happy.
Al and I were having a fun joke.
To be fair, too, like, he didn't really know Ben. Like, Ben knew you, and Ben kind of knew me.
Two Gun Kid.
Like, John, it just
Number
didn't
78.
It just wasn't. It
Return
wasn't
of
they
Jesse
weren't, like,
James.
best friends.
No.
Yeah, if you meet somebody coming right now.
Looks like
John
a Larry
was-
Lieber cover
John was upset
with
with
Dick
me.
Yeah,
Ayers.
Yeah, he was not happy.
Whatever, you can cry.
More $3 comics.
Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, DC version, Joe Kubert art. Number 236.
Ooh, we got Gary, you listening? Charlton's here.
Strange suspense
The
stories.
best part of that night was the moment they went upstairs. You and I both turned to each other and went, "Let's go."
Not exactly certain of the artist, but I do recognize
I honestly
the
thought we were
panel
just
by
standing
Pat
there and
Boyd.
going,
Charlton.
We don't have anything to do.
Absurd. You're fucking. Oh,
it wasn't me that time.
no, I didn't say it. I didn't fully.
Tarzan.
First syllable.
DC version.
First syllable.
Joe Kubert art, number 216.
$3.
Strange suspense.
$3.
Missed the line.
$3.
Tales of the Unexpected. A Space Ranger story, courtesy of Jack Schiff.
I cannot do it myself without a lift.
Tarzan, DC version, Joe Kubert art, number 224, 1972.
All right. Hold up. We got a couple. Hold up. It's coming.
Two Gun Kid, number 124. Obviously a reprint book. Gil Kane cover.
Ooh, here's a Kirby and Ayers cover. Zane, are you familiar with Matt Slade?
I am not.
Matt Slade was
Matt Slade, Rawhide Kid, and Two Gun Kid.
$3. All right. Do you know Shores?
Shores.
You can start using the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you. You really.
cramming in there.
Red Wolf.
He's enjoying my experience.
Now, I used to be a fan of Red Wolf.
Okay.
He was introduced in the Avengers.
For the very first time? His
Yes.
first appearance?
His first in an Avengers book. Might be Avengers number, I want to say 81.
Okay.
Might be earlier than that.
Did they travel to the past?
No. He was a modern day Native American hero.
He was like, or no, I guess because Scout Bunner was was a period.
Yes.
Like it was around the same time. Like,
Yeah, Red Wolf was a modern day book.
Okay. All right. This is our last $3 book before we move on to $2 book.
Rawhide Kid, Matt Slade, and Two Gun Kid again. Looks like a Kirby cover. Don't recognize the inker. It might be Dick Ayers.
yeah, number 80, first Red Bull.
Wow. All right.
Nice.
Okay, so now these are $2, even though I'm pretty sure I marked them at $3, but I screwed up. Do you have any thoughts on Golden Age Men of Mystery reprints?
Ooh.
Golden Age Meta Mystery. Looks like American Yank. Oh, no. Commando Yank and Minuteman. Now, I'm not exactly certain whether or not that's Fawcett's Minuteman.
Let's just say yes.
Okay.
It's the internet. We're allowed to say whatever we want, and if we're wrong,
It's an
Do
opinion.
you collect Golden Age books too?
I do not actively, but I do own some Golden Age books.
Just like you come across them and you grab them.
Yes, I have a Golden Age Superman. I have Flash Comics, I think number 64. An Action Comics, I think it might be 103 or something like that.
okay.
And I actually own an actual EC Mad,
Oh, really?
number 9.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Now, do you think Phantom Lady is going to make her action figures make love?
Yes,
Right? Do you think she's going to smash them together?
absolutely.
Like He-Man and Tila?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Pretty
it.
much.
Another problematic character from the Golden Age.
In fact, there was a fun joke in Alan Moore's Promethea where Promethea shows
Just like
up.
Matt Baker
and
art.
the character goes, "I'm being attacked by She-Ra! She-Ra wants to touch me!" I don't know. It was fun.
I like the tagline on this: Men of Mystery Comics.
All old. All old. Speaking of old, there you go.
Okay, that is Fawcett's Minuteman.
Jason, you have Golden Age books.
I have a lot.
Do you really?
Do you really?
Yeah, but they're always racist. Jason loves his racist Golden Age comics.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you own?
$2. $2.
Oh, Doll Man.
And a cat.
A Superman that's
Not racist?
No, it's racist.
Which
It's
issue?
racist.
Which issue?
Jeez.
Superman joins the clan.
No.
Yo, real quick. That's actually,
Men of Mystery.
all joking aside,
The Avenger.
there's a lot of thoughts that Superman radio serial where he fought the Ku Klux Klan was part of the reason during the mid-20th century the Ku Klux Klan membership went down because they got clowned so bad by a literal fictional character that people were like, they're a joke. Little did I know that the beginning of the 21st century,
Men of Mystery, Fawcett reprints.
That's a lot, Superman.
I have where he.
I miss you, Al.
He got trapped by the Native
Bastards.
I'll be here next week
I know, but
for the big
Men of
Christmas
Mystery.
bonanza show. Sorry, Zane. I can't stop once I start.
it's just,
That's okay.
It's not
That's
as
okay. That's why I'm here.
It's not as funny to get like
Men
dark
of
and
Mystery.
political
Doll
when
Man.
it's just me.
No,
because Jason just makes it darker.
Heroes Incorporated.
what's your problem?
Now this looks like
Jason's like,
a reprint.
you're so right, Brendan. And in fact, I
An
think we should
ACG
burn it
character
down.
from the 1960s called
Democracy is a
Nemesis.
failure.
We should defund them all.
Great.
yes, Nemesis, Magic
And then I
Man,
turn to
Fight
Jason
5,
and I go,
and more reprints.
who is your employer? And Jason goes, shut up.
Oh no! I'm very much no. It's his problem.
It's a problem.
Heroes Inc.
Is it the problem like
Another
when Jason
reprint of
broke up with me
Nemesis.
for about 12 hours? When he's like, you're disinvited
Second
from my
issue.
party.
I didn't bring
What's
you.
that bear doing?
It's okay. I got home that night and I texted Al and I was like,
What's that bear doing?
Jason
Well-
and I broke up.
Zane, what's that bear doing to Peter Thunderbolt?
It's Nemesis, and
Oh,
he's
you ruined my
explaining what you should not do in a wooded area to incur the wrath of bears.
Where's it come?
Oh, Bullet Man. We got a Bullet Man Men of Mystery?
Yes.
All right. Now we're slipping into. Oh no, we were doing $2, right? So let's stick with $2. Speaking of racism,
Bullet Man and Bullet Girl.
is everyone ready for passive aggressive racism?
Wait, how much are these?
$2.
$2. Mr. Eskridge, the Men of Mystery Bullet Man is $2 if you're interested.
If you're interested.
It's a Golden Age reprint from AC Comics number 53. I'm not going to open it up to look and see exactly what's in here.
Okay.
But $2 if you want it.
It's $2.
Free
It's
shipping.
It's literally $2. I think it retails for like $8.
Oh, free shipping.
I'm pretty sure Mike is mad at me right now.
The Golden Age, when it was okay to put phallic symbols on top of your head.
I think Mike's mad at all of us. Yeah, I'm
Mike's
pretty
mad at me. Don't worry, you fire me.
sure. Mike's like, my worst nightmare happened. Al teamed up with Brendan again. At least when Brendan was by himself, it was just sad and melancholy, but he was sort of selling books.
You just wait till next week for the big Christmas Bonanza show.
Big nightmare.
Wow, that
Where we sell Halloween books and war books. Yes, if you are looking for sales in Sergeant Fury and the Halley Commando and the Losers and Sergeant Rock, tune in for the great Christmas.
You're gonna see some good books next week because I'm bringing in some books next week.
If you have any Kirby
I'm
losers,
getting
I'll
rid
take
of
those.
Everything.
Really?
So you're gonna see some choice books from my house.
Do we have Losers? Yes. Do we have Kirby? No.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. Show it off.
Milton Caniff's Terry and the Pirates.
They don't have a driver.
And yeah. In the 1930s, Milton Caniff, I guess he was indicative of every U.S. artist, and he viewed anyone who was of a, I should say, outside the U.S. minority in a different light. And they would present them as caricatures of the actual. Well, it wasn't just Asians, but yeah.
Well, if you're Asian.
But if you can take it for what it was in its time era, this is Terry and the Pirates, an obvious reprint.
Is that character Asian?
This character is supposed to be Asian.
It's supposed to be what?
We'll hang out. We can just hang out.
God.
Terry and the Pirates.
A couple hours
And
you know, like.
I would love that.
I'm taking it that this is Dragon Lady, but she looks like she's presented more Caucasian than Asian.
We'll take care of it.
But yeah, because there is a Komodo dragon next to her, so I take it this is Dragon Lady.
You like drawing
If they have a van, it's going to be
type.
without the lips.
Yes, yes, he did.
And that's
Okay, another Terry and the Pirates reprint.
vehicle I have
Although
access to
This is not from any of the comic strips.
But my girlfriend.
This looks like it's a modern reinterpretation of Terry and the Pirates.
Some lift to it.
I never considered that before. It might work in this certain context, but not with Milton Caniff.
Okay.
Mr. Eskridge.
All right.
So the Bulletman, it's not Mac Rayboy art, but you can still have it for $2 if you want it. I don't know.
Terry and the Pirates. Another reprint.
Got some Dick Briefer.
I don't know that person.
Frankenstein guy. You know what I'm talking about.
No.
That's Bob Powell.
Yes.
It's got somebody in here. I just looked. I'm burnt out, man. I'm sorry.
Terry and the Pirates. Another reprint. That's Dragon Lady, and she looks more representational of how Milton Caniff should have presented her.
We'll figure it out. We got a little bit of time. Okay, so we've been doing $2, right? Or were those $2, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's allowed to be $2.
Wow, $2. Pebbles and Bam Bam. Charlton. It's an adaptation of the cartoon version of Pebbles and Bam Bam from 1971.
Who the hell is Pebbles and Bambi?
There it is. We went in. What was that? An hour?
It was part of the Stone Age.
Okay. Now I'm sorry to say, but this is a special comic. So it retails for about $8, so I can only do $3 for it. But I'm pretty sure this cover is officially the visual representation of our night together. Okay?
Oh, God.
All right. So
I can't wait to see this.
okay, you ready? Here we go. So Zany, why don't you show everybody what the visual representation of our evening has been? There you go. Show it off to everybody.
Yeah, that's about right.
Heroic
Yeah,
Comics.
That's about right.
That's all right?
The Boy and the Beast.
Yeah, but more importantly, that's a bunch of little kids trying to prevent a dog from eating them. And if that does not sum up our night together, I don't know what else does.
What is going on here?
Sometimes
Now,
the dog eats
This
you.
could be considered a Golden Age book because it's 10-cent cover price.
That is true.
And it's minus a comic code, so it's definitely before 1955.
That is true. It's true. Hey, so Kyle, are you there?
Kyle fell asleep.
Kyle checked out.
He's like, these idiots. He's like, what is happening?
No,
here?
you caught me mid slug of water. What's up?
Okay, what is happening after 7 o'clock on the experience?
Tonight we have Nerd News Now at 8.
So there's nothing happening until 8 o'clock?
Nothing happening till 8 o'clock.
All right, does everyone want to hang out?
I gotta know where else to be.
Anyone have anywhere to go?
Hey, it's the last time I probably see Al, so I'm here for the duration.
Who the hell's Al?
Yeah, you want to? I mean, Al, we can just keep selling $1 and $2 and $3 comics while talking.
If you guys are up for it.
So we're not like beholden to anything, right?
Can we get like a break, like a 5-minute break?
Well, if we're gonna go long, why don't we real quick? Why don't we skip this break and we'll take a break at the top of the hour,
Okay.
All right.
and then we'll come back and we'll just go until we're done at
But I really didn't.
Everyone cool with that?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine with me.
But
Cool?
Yes, I'm fine with it.
Because we'll just.
I got to do a little business.
That's fine, but we'll just.
I was gonna make
If
it
anything
too.
else, if we sell any books, that's gravy. If not, we can all just have fun, talk, bullshit.
Heroic tales.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. The representation of the show tonight.
Herein are stories of truly heroic men and women.
Now here's the question: do we do the drawing for the poster now, since it's the official end, or do we do it at 8 o'clock? Because some people might have to leave.
Yes. Yeah. We show because we promised that. So pretty much from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock is the after dark.
No, we're not quite after dark, but after hours we'll go with. How's that?
Yeah. We'll go FJC after hours.
That's when we're playing shirts and skins.
Yeah, that's when we're hanging out in the place
It is
without a
very
sign.
cold outside. That's not happening.
We're inside, dummy.
Yeah, we're
It's
inside.
still kind of chilly
We're
here.
gonna turn.
It's
Mr.
drafty.
Barucci's paying for the heat tonight too. We're
Yeah,
gonna crank it.
hello.
He's paying for shit.
Yeah. So if everyone's open to it, now again, if anyone's watching and you're like, yo, I've dealt with you idiots for long enough, that is fine. Please, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Go Birds. But we're gonna hang out for another hour, and we're probably going to devolve into lunacy.
It's gonna be 90.
All right. In fact, I got to find a better cover than the two boys trying to prevent the dog from eating them.
What you just saw was a structured show. It's fine.
Oh, without a doubt. Speaking of structure, here's some more Scalp Hunter.
Oh, there we go.
$2.
There we go. There you go.
It looks like he's about to be executed by Confederate officers.
I gotta be honest, these covers are great. These covers are a lot of fun.
Afro Nut.
Oh, okay. We gotta make sure.
Afro Nut knows. It always takes a turn. Is this cover problematic? I wanted you to see it, especially because I know you would appreciate it.
All right, so don't give him any context.
What do you think of that cover, Afro Nut?
Let's just let it simmer for a moment.
You can always tell us in person what it is.
In fact, Zainin, you are a wonderful hand model, but let's just take it even a little bit closer so everyone can get a nice view of what's going on there.
You know, I think even in 1980 that would have been.
It seems a little much, right? It seems like they seem a little too happy.
Dude, like, were they trying to problematic? I don't know what. Well, they're like mad is too successful, so we have to.
Not cool at all. Afro knows.
But thank you, Mr. Hunter.
You have to also understand during that time, the biggest selling humor book was National Lampoon.
That is a very good point, and they were satire, something that we as a society has lost appreciation for.
So they were trying to out lampoon National Lampoon.
Real fast. Zainin, let us turn really quickly to Jason over in the corner. So, Jason, what is not satire?
That cover is not satire.
I would absolutely argue that John Severin thought that cover was satire. Let us debate. Why do you feel it's not satire? What do you think the joke is?
Blackface.
Who is applying the blackface?
Black guys applying blackface.
Okay. In 1980, would that have been considered edgy? Meaning satirically funny while also being controversial, while poking at the squares?
No.
I don't know either. That's why I'm literally asking questions.
That could just as easily be an episode of Different Strokes. You know, like I
Here,
feel like they would.
While we debate,
like that could,
show off $2 Scalp Hunters.
They've done that on like 30 Rock. You know, like it's a time and place thing. So
Weird Western Tales.
And they
okay. Featuring Scalp Hunter.
This being funny. Who said this is gonna be funny? We gotta promote this.
Yeah.
Like it's a
I
bunch
have
of
to
white guys who are
apologize.
like,
I do not recognize the cover artist.
Okay. Valid,
but
but
it's like Pryor. Richard Pryor. If Richard Pryor said this would be funny, okay.
real quick. Okay, real
Weird
fast.
Western Tales.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Number 66.
There's a joke in Scrooge that I completely forgot about. There's a moment.
I do not recognize the cover artist.
Where Bill Murray is hallucinating, and he's at a restaurant where a waiter gets set on fire. Okay, but nobody can see him.
67.
All right,
featuring Scalp Hunter.
So there's a moment where the dude on fire, Bill Murray takes a bucket of water and he throws it on the waiter to like put him, like, you know, to not make him on fire anymore. Obviously, it was all in his head, and everyone looks at him as very strange.
$1.
And Bill Murray says, "Oh, I thought I saw Richard Pryor." Boom, boom.
So the
Weird Western Tales, number 69, featuring Scalp Hunter.
Telling the whole joke about him running down the street.
Not exactly certain why Scalp Hunter would be in Weird Western Tales.
Yeah, because of his drug usage. So that joke is.
Hey, we're a family show. Stop talking about drugs.
All right, we can't.
Weird Western Tales, featuring Scalp Hunter.
Oh, Zane, we have to stop for a moment.
Oh,
okay.
No,
you're good. We just won't talk over it. The nonsense chatter has to stop while Zane is trying to do work.
Sorry, everyone.
Tarzan, number 247, DC version, Joe Kubert covers.
That's Joe Kubert covers.
Who's the best Kubert? Kubert. How do you say it? Kubert.
Some people would argue Emma
Kubert.
Emma Kubert.
I haven't read Pandora yet, so I'll have to reserve my judgment, but I would have to say Joe.
Okay.
Did you read what was the Image book she did? Or it's like Image or Boom?
Ink blot.
What is it?
Ink blot.
Ink blot.
Ink
Thank you.
blot.
Has anyone
All right.
read that?
No.
No. Okay.
Has anyone read a comic before? Because I'm pretty sure everyone on the show has never read a comic before.
I know ink blot exists.
What's the comic?
Yeah,
She was
let's
on-
face it. You missed out. You're on your opportunity.
You know what? Leave me alone.
Emma was here Monday with Frank.
Okay. Oh, how'd that go?
Very well, but the whole thing was Frank trying to put over Joe and Emma trying to put Frank over and the comments trying to put Emma over. And it was like this weird mutual appreciation society that all went back to, if you have 4 generations of artists this quality, can you really go wrong?
That's a good point.
They're like the Von Erichs of art.
Very
Without-
much.
Except they're all still alive.
Without all the suicide and tragedy.
Yeah, except
yeah,
also
yeah.
we're still-
yeah, that helps.
Tarzan DC version. Joe Cure cover.
Mr. Chamberlain says Joe.
Mr. Chamberlain is still watching?
He came back. He still
Oh,
left
he
and
came back. Okay. Okay, all right. Because I'm shocked.
No, he's got shit to do.
Yeah, I imagine he does.
Hercules. Charlton Comics.
All right,
How about this? Adam or Andy Kubert?
Adam.
Okay, there you go. Adam. Never mind.
I mean, it's just that's just.
yes.
I'm being. Now again,
Who did Kazar?
Andy, and that was really good.
Hercules.
And Andy is definitely much more
Modern
prolific.
Comics reprint.
There's something
of the
about
Charlton version.
Adam's
$1.
style
Okay.
that just like he experiments a little bit more than Andy does.
Okay.
In terms of like multimedia, and his compositions are a little like, I think Andy is doing more of his father than Adam is.
Okay.
But I think Adam is sort of like he's trying something a little bit different, but he's not as prolific as his younger brother. I'm pretty sure Adam's older. It doesn't matter. Andy's definitely more prolific. There's more Andy Kubert. If Adam Kubert, no offense, Adam, if you're watching, but if Adam joins a book, at some point there's going to be a fill-in artist.
He's not watching.
I'm pretty sure he's not. All right, thank you. But
It's
again,
8:00.
yeah, he has until 8:00 to join in. Anyone know Adam Kubert's or Andy Kubert's Twitter feed? Anyone want to drop some?
Do you really think he's on Twitter too?
No, I hope nobody's on Twitter. Actually, to be very honest with you, without getting into a thing about it,
Twitter's a nightmare.
I'm
I know
pretty
one
sure.
person who's not. How you doing, Mr. West?
But this is the moment. This is the moment. If you're going to quit Twitter, this is the moment. All right.
This shouldn't be the red flag moment.
Who does Twitter? You do Twitter? I don't do Twitter.
No, I don't.
You do
We're
Twitter?
broadcasting on Twitter right now, but no one can comment because Twitter's super broke.
Yeah.
What? You guys aren't
It
blue flag or
sucks.
green, whatever? Like, it's
All right. Real
When-
quick,
when
let us
Mike puts
drip.
our server back up, we'll be there. So
All right.
we're already moving on, but we're still on Twitter until, it explodes.
Good job, Elon.
So it all falls in.
Well, don't worry, it's coming because if
Whatever. Let's see some comics.
You don't figure it out.
$2 comics. Here we go, Zanin. $2 comics.
Elon will figure it out.
Kid Colt
It's-
Outlaw.
Figure it out, yeah.
Number 146.
You mean the genius?
Oh yeah.
It's cool. Lex Luthor has a plan.
Don't recognize the cover artist, but it looks like Marie Severin.
Did I pull this on the show? Well, he made his money
Yes,
by
I just
based
pulled it. Oh, you
on,
pulled it up there.
Kid Colt
I'm starting to
Outlaw.
lose track.
Number 151. Yes, definitely looks like Marie Severin is doing the cover art.
Free speech. What country do you think you're in, Mr. Chamberlain?
By the way, no, I'm not going to go there.
it's free speech if you
Kid
pay
Colt
for it.
Outlaw. Number 214.
If
Or it's free speech if you agree with his viewpoints on
No, if
life.
you pay for it.
if
Kid Colt, no more.
I didn't already say, the old issue of Cracks do have some lovely Severin art.
No, John Severin. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
They are good art. Okay.
Kid Colt Outlaw. Number 183.
Again, it's all complicated. All right. Can't we all acknowledge that life is
The Guns of Wes Arden.
not dualistic?
You got an X-Men up here, Zane?
Zaina, why don't you show it off? Do you have any thoughts on this issue of X-Men, which is a beautiful copy at $40? I believe it was a very fine plus, graded by the greatest grader of all time,
I would have to say that,
Henry.
I mean, it's an audacious statement, but in the history of comic books, I think the run of Chris Claremont and John Byrne on X-Men is one of the greatest runs in comic books.
Zainin, why did you have to get like real and like professional.
That's like a top 5 for you?
Do you not like feel the room?
Top 10.
Top 10?
Yes.
Okay.
All joking aside, Zany, you were absolutely correct. If you were to argue what is one of the most famous comic book runs of all time, most people would say Claremont Burns' X-Men.
Yes. It's up there.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
In front of the whole world?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite run of all time? Like, what comic book do you hold in the highest regard?
Fantastic Four 1 through 102.
Ooh.
That's cliche.
Ooh. I would argue it is not just one of the greatest comic book runs, but the Lee Kirby Fantastic Four run, which is what you're describing, 1 through 102.
Yes.
Is one of the greatest 20th century American works of art of all time.
I agree. It's the cornerstone of what became the Marvel Universe,
which is now a multi-billion global. And if we slide back into my pet theory that story is more real than we are. Thank you, Zero, and thank you, Promethea, for validating all of my viewpoints. You could argue that the Lee Kirby Fantastic Four is more relevant 50, 60 years later than it even was back in the 60s. That it has given birth. Again, hello, Fantastic Four number 52. Who's the first appearance of?
Claw?
Yes, Claw. Actually, it was issue 53.
Well, and I think the biggest irony is the biggest, I guess, loudspeaker for the Marvel Universe is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Mm-hmm. And the Fantastic Four is sadly minus from that picture.
Okay, yes, but do you think, because I feel this way, so I'm just going to ask, do you feel that FF run, though, almost every issue, Lee and Kirby were introducing a new concept that would become a cornerstone of the entire Marvel universe?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I guess that's why I argue more than any other Marvel comic book. The reason why the Lee Kirby FF run is a 20th century work of art, okay, not just a comic book work of art, is because it gave birth to the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
More than even Marvel Comics #1 or, you know, the introduction of Ant-Man or anything like that. Like, Lee and Kirby were just Kirby. Were just a fountain of new ideas.
And that's the most amazing thing about the run, because every issue, something new is being thrown at you. And there was a run, my favorite of the entire run is FF from 40, it might be 39 and 40, all the way up to 60. Those are my most favorite stories.
Okay, all right.
It was the intro.
Silver Surfer, Galactus, the Watcher, the Inhumans, Black Panther, Wakanda. Anything? Can you think of?
One of my favorite Doctor Doom storylines was FF 57 to 60, and that's when Doctor Doom took Silver Surfer's surfboard and got the power cosmic and proceeded to take over the entire planet.
Awesome. Was that also the issue that came out where Daredevil was leading around the Fantastic Four because they were all blind?
Yes. That was 39 and 40.
Okay. Right.
And I like those issues because Wally Wood did all the Daredevil figures.
Yes. Hey, Zayn, look at Jason coming through. This is a facsimile edition of Fantastic Four number 52, released prior to the Black Panther sequel film.
It's not the first appearance of Claw, though.
It is not, though.
No. Shout out to Mr. Chamberlain. You know what his best run is? Favorite run is?
Yes.
You know?
No, I don't.
Major Bummer 1 through 8.
Major Bummer?
Wait, stop.
He just got a little. He just pitched a little tent.
Stop it.
If you know what I mean.
Did you make that up?
That's what it says.
You made that up.
That's what it. Look, hey, Kyle, put it on the screen. He doesn't believe it.
Well, Fred just told me not to repeat his nonsense.
Fred, you might be messing around. First of all, Major Bummer made it up to 16 issues, and it is one of the great underrated comic book stories of all time. That is not a joke. Al can vouch for me. to the point where John Arcudi, who used to shop here, who created Major Bummer with Doug Monk, I talked openly about how much I loved Major Bummer so much. John Arcudi literally said, "You might be the biggest Major Bummer fan." And I went, sweet. Speaking of which,
real quick,
I think it's time for...
Yeah, it's 7:00, so let's do the drawing.
Okay.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
take our break, and then we'll come back and we'll.
All right, so where's our poster? Where's our poster? Again, you can only win it if you're still watching. Maybe that's why Fred came back.
Yeah, he's trying to get
For anyone who's not aware, Zanin, why don't you, I don't know if you saw this earlier, but Dave, our boy Dave over here,
Oh, that's awesome.
he brought in an original 1977 promotional poster for Star Wars. And we are about to give it away right now as Kyle is going to do the digital hat. All right, so here we go. Then I'll just keep showing it so someone can find out what they won. All right, it's Mr. Preston Eskridge. You are winning the Star Wars poster, and lucky for you, Mr. Barucci is paying for all of the shipping costs because let's be honest, the poster is not going to be easy to ship. So thank you, Nick. Read Dynamite Comics, and awesome. Good stuff. It even comes with 1977 tape.
That is cool.
It's awesome, right?
Mr.
Mr. Preston Eskridge.
Ah, right on.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Eskridge.
so good thing Nick's paying for all the shipping, because shipping a poster is not inexpensive.
Real quick before we break, the X-Men's $40 is Very Fine Plus. It's what is it? X-Men.
Yeah. It's Very Fine Plus. Primarily, the Very Fine Plus is because there's a little nick, on the spine. That's pretty normal. And there's the pages are off white. That's pretty much. Other than that, the book is gorgeous. It's beautiful, sharp corners, all that kind of stuff. So there you go, $40.
Take the tape off because it could stick on the.
I don't know. It's fun.
I'm pretty sure that tape's so old.
Yeah, I don't think anything's sticking. So anyway, if anyone is interested in this X-Men, let us know in the chat while the experience pays the bills and takes us to break, and all the rest of us take pee breaks and whatever the hell else we do.
I got a poo.
There you go.
There you go.
You know how when you go to Comic-Con, after Comic-Con, you go to the hotel bar, and there's a whole bunch of people playing music and dancing, and you've got Pikachu and Lara Croft Tomb Raider doing the cha-cha slide just down from Deadpool and Batman and Wonder Woman? That's every Saturday night over on the Experience Twitch channel. Join Taji Beats for the EXP Dance Party, exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_EXP. Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find the link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
This is The Experience.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey there, hi there, ho there. You're as welcome as can be.
Hi, I'm Nancy McCann. Welcome to Friday Night Live on The Experience.
Welcome everybody to Fat Jack's Comicrypt. Brendan, Al, Jason, hanging out.
There I am. Welcome back to Kicking It with Henry, folks. I am your host, Henry Kumpa. It's great to be here with you guys.
So we are going to talk about books that are in stores this week.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Mishmash.
Hello, and welcome to the Black Comics Universe, presented by Peep Game Comics.
And you gotta love it that the first people in the minute to skim it are creators.
Up, everybody! Welcome to another Wednesday Warriors. My name is Joey Galvez, and this is my pal Ambrosia.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Space Cadet.
Hey!
What's up?
Welcome, everyone, for another episode of I Must Ask You a Question.
Hi, everybody! Welcome to Nerd News Now.
Hey, this is Rex. Welcome to Comic Collectibles.
Hey, hello, all you happy people. Welcome to the Dan Wickline Show.
Everybody is welcome. This is the crazy show that we do on Thursdays called What's in the Box? What's in the Box?
Comic culture and sales.
What's up, the internet? It's producer Kyle. How's it going? Look, before we head back to Fat Jack's Comicrypt, I need to tell you about two important things. One, Monday nights are a little different here on The Experience. Mishmash is changing it up a little bit, and we're debuting a new show at 9 o'clock called Hot Takes with me. It will be your opportunity to call in and debate with me the things in which we disagree. So if you like a Marvel movie, we're probably going to argue at some point. So make sure you're checking that out at 9 o'clock right here on The Experience. Links will go out on social media tomorrow, and the phone number will go out during the show. So you have a chance to call in, and we have a new format for Mishmash. Also, new shows starting this week. It's someone you might know from YouTube if you've been around the comic book YouTube world for a while. They are joining us this week. If we can get the final little details worked out on that one. So look for those things. Look for our mailing list and head over to theexplive.com. And at the top, there's a button that says merch. Click on our merch store, buy a t-shirt. I'm thinking about making one for Jason. What do you think? Should it be newsstand editions or just a picture of a banana? We'll figure that one out in a minute. But right now, let's head back to hanging out on one of Al's last times with us before he leaves for the Great White Lobster. And he's still at the shop.
What's up? It's the word man, Gary Lime. That's Dave Proch. And you're checking out Fat Jack's Comicrypt on The Experience. Now.
Seriously?
We're back.
You want this?
Yeah. Zanin, we're back.
Cold Outlaw.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we're selling comic books. I forget sometimes.
Number 172.
Nice. All right.
Two Gun Kid. Number 114. These are all reprint books.
All right. How about this? Let's take a moment. Let's reassess. Zanin, if you don't mind, I'm going to take the seat for a second.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, take a quick sip.
No, I'm just gonna reassess the show because we're in.
I'm fine.
We're in we're in new territory now.
Believe me, I'm fine.
So
no offense to you.
So Zanin, I'm actually going to embolden you to hand me books.
Okay.
Right? But not from that box. Because that box is just more Western books and stuff like that.
It's a trash box. We don't.
No. Hey, I gotta say, we got through a lot of books, despite the fact that we have told way too many stories that no one's interested in.
That's true.
We've made terrible jokes, Jason.
That's always true.
Yeah, we have a smorgasbord of stuff up here that I have no idea if it has value or not.
No. Did you want it?
Absolutely.
What do you want,
You
bud?
got Lois Lane up here?
Oh, it was the Lois Lane that
You put it up. It was the first one you grabbed.
it like lasted for like 10 minutes. Okay, it's up here, Zane.
Okay.
It's yours. Okay. All right, so
It's on the shelf.
so what is going to be our next? What are we gonna?
Throw us the wall now.
All right, so here, Zane. Why don't you hand me?
You ready for this?
There's a little pile here. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh, that was like picking a scab.
You want to check out a letter in?
Oh, you have a letter in that?
Yeah.
Dude, pop it open.
Yeah,
let's read. All right, Mr. Dave over here has got a letter printed in.
You'll want to take a look at when it was printed.
So we're gonna. I just needed to sit down. I understand that most people probably preferred Zanin here in this spot, but I've been standing up for about 2 hours, so I felt like sitting. So thank you, Zanin, for allowing me that.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure.
1969.
1969.
1969. Zanin, did you know that every time you spoke, if I spoke at the same time, no matter where I was in the room, everyone could hear me over you. What do you think that says about me?
That means that you have a voice that carries.
No. You be nice.
No. I project. I was made for theater. I was made for Broadway.
Either that or you should have been a politician or a teacher.
Still time.
Still
time.
People
you do love politics.
People,
you love talking about
politics.
I've not jokingly talked about running purely so I could argue and debate with people who are running for real. Do you remember the kid who used to come in here? This would have been in the early years of us being here. So this would have been like leading up to, I think, 2008, where there was like a 16-year-old who used to shop here who was running for mayor of Philadelphia.
That's so cool.
Do you not remember that?
Can Brandon read it?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. So let me find it first. Okay. David Lamazov from Philadelphia, PA.
Where?
Not from wherever you're sitting.
What's up, Mr. Skinner? How are you today?
When was this published? 1969. Okay. So, David, you wrote a letter, and the letter says, in Rawhide Kid, published in Rawhide Kid number 70. All right. So, dear Stan and Larry, after reading the February issue of the Rawhide Kid number 68, I'd like to add my 12 cents worth. It's probably, considering 2022 money, inflation, 12 cents is probably like $25
Joe
worth.
Biden's America?
Yeah. It's about 40 or 50 bucks. All right. Okay.
Get a new BMW for 12.
Trickle up economics.
At this point, yeah. Oh, trickle. Yeah.
Trickle up economics.
Yeah.
Trickle up.
The great magical wish of all Republicans. All right. To begin, the cover was especially well done in both shading and layouts. Look at you being actually constructive instead of someone being like, they didn't talk the way that I wanted them to talk.
Stupid.
The inside art was above average, but the background seemed to be lacking in detail. I think that's comic books. Sure, there might not be much, but under slight pressure, you usually put out some very good material. By the way, how old were you when you wrote this letter?
19. I was about 17.
Okay, so you were an intelligent, erudite human being.
I was in high school.
Okay. No, this is very well written, actually. I've read a lot of comic book letters, and I wish they were written by 5-year-olds, but they were written by like 42-year-olds.
Why do you have Vigilante defending him? He just beat up a woman.
Yeah. Why is he suddenly gay? Story-wise, it has been an average day for the kid. He saves a life and finds if he does a good deed, he gets some type of pardon. Was that like a trope in the Rawhide Kid?
Back then, it was usually something happens and suddenly you're on the edge of the cliff and somebody's going to give you an extra rope to get yourself safe because you did something outstanding.
So was Rawhide Kid usually like wanted at the beginning of a story, but then he does something good, so by the end of the story they let him slide?
Occasionally.
Okay. All right. Now really! Exclamation point. Bad context on my part.
Yeah, really?
Sorry. How did the other stories, even for a Western, there must be more than 10 or so basic ideas.
Wow.
Yes. Man, Dave, you really cut their ankles out from under them.
Dave, you're a bit of dick.
How did the other stories ever get by your eagle eyes? 2 question marks. You being sarcastic?
Hey, he paid his 12 cents.
No, hey man, he deserves to be critical.
Mr. Hunter, what's up, man?
Also, about the cougar, since it was his own son, was he found guilty and then put in his own father's care? The charges would be one thing, but since it didn't state if anybody ever got hurt, he'd get off pretty easy-like. Speaking of easy-like, you're giving too many clues.
Thoughts on the stuff with the story? The cougar was supposed to be the bad guy. It was his son involved, and everything changed.
All right, because I think you have a skill that most kids nowadays don't have, which is reading comprehension skills. Because you state, now don't break your arm to pat yourself on the back, Dave, but I figured out who he was on page 8. That's pretty early. Since Wade was just recovering from a battle with Cougar, why then no scar or anything else? Otherwise, it was a good story. And don't start a new historical line. You're overworked as it is. So until next issue, keep your leather dry here. Good for you, Dave. Yeah. There you go. Oh, wait. The editor, who I don't know the name of right now, did write back to Dave. So this is what they said.
Shut up, Dave. I hate you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. So they say, quote, "We'll try, Davey." Davey,
what?
Your name is David Lamazov.
Wow.
Well,
hey, Davey.
Marvel was a real hip type of organization back in the 1960s.
I think it's backhanded.
It may have been Flo Steinberg who was doing the writing.
So he was all like hip and he was a jazz guy. Smoogity boogity bop bop bop. You know, it was just yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do a whole jazz.
Do it again.
Stupidity bop bop bop. It's all the notes in between the words I say. That's the real jazz. Yeah. Okay, we'll try, Davey, but sagebrush Irv is a demon with the watering can. What the hell?
Keeping the leather dry.
Okay. Oh yeah. You said keeping the leather dry. Right up. Every watch band in the place is in constant danger of shrinkage every minute.
Rawhide kid. You really were good at comprehension.
Is keeping your leather dry not sleeping with women? Is that what we're supposed to take?
Like in the old days.
Yeah.
Like, no, I keep my leather dry.
Meaning I don't have.
I only rub it on other leather.
Right, other leather.
Wet pieces of leather.
Which isn't there? Actually, there's a very famous L. Ron Hubbard Western pulp story. Leather Boys Ride Dry is the title, and I'm not kidding. Literally, look it up. The man who created Scientology wrote some of the most homoerotic Western tales of all time. All right. And there were a lot of boys wrestling and touching each other and smacking each other. It was a different time. Yeah, different time.
It's still a religion.
All right. So every shrinkage.
What's the religion? Which one's the
Scientology?
Religion?
They have tax. They have tax exemption.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
It's legal religion.
Oh, by the way, if your religion has tax exemption, you're not allowed to use money into our politics. Just saying, separation.
And you should be.
Has anybody seen the Leah Remini show?
No.
Behind Scientology.
No,
But
but I've been interested to see it.
Interviews former members and she was a member and she was excommunicated. She breaks it down and they interview former Jehovah's Witnesses and the similarities between it. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be trash, but it was really it's very interesting.
Have you ever seen
DirecTV just added the Scientology network to their channel lineup.
Really?
And it's the first time I've ever sent a major corporation an angry email that I felt completely justified in sending. And at the same time, like, do I seriously, am I the first person to tell you what a bad idea this is?
It's a terrible idea.
Is that something you have to pay for? Is it premium or it's included if you have direct?
God, I hope not. and here's my thing. If it was just, they call it the Scientology channel and it just showed Tom Cruise movies, I wouldn't say anything. But it's
not. I still buy into it with that.
Well, they'll probably play Michael a lot with John Travolta.
Well, there's a lot of like
win.
Well, there's a lot of like dramatic readings of L. Ron Hubbard's writing.
Oh, who's terrible?
By John Travolta?
Dude, L. Ron Hubbard is a terrible writer. Terrible.
He holds the Guinness record for most published fiction writers.
Yes, I know, and they're all terrible. He was a hack.
You didn't read them all.
Dude. Okay.
Nobody read them all.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna hold back, but I have lots of thoughts and feelings about LRH.
Who's the other one that did Ender's Game?
Oh,
Orson Scott Card.
Orson Scott
I mean,
Card.
he's problematic for another reason.
Yeah.
I actually got rid of all my Orson Scott Card books. Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Again, you have every right to think and feel the way that you do. But the moment that you start to use the money you make to funnel that into politics, where you actually create laws that discriminate against people, I'm out. Then
it's not just fun. Like you're telling
F you, Chick-fil-A.
You're telling people how to live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
straight up.
Straight up, man. Speaking of which, if you're in constant danger of shrinkage every minute of every day, when that loco hombre is on the loose, man, dude, when that loco hombre is on the loose,
Well, that's the editor responding.
hombre, then you're never in constant danger of shrinkage. I think is the impression that we're getting.
Good grief.
In your tenure as a comic fan, how many letters have you had posted?
I had 7 with Marvel, 2 with DC.
Detective and
Green Arrow.
7 with Marvel, and how many with DC?
2 with DC.
Two letters
Well,
published.
2 and a half. I had
A half? Is that like half a sack?
I had Ghost had my name with a list of other people who had letters that could have been, but they decided not to reprint the letter. They just acknowledged the person who sent it.
Okay,
so it's only a half letter.
So I get a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Means a half a letter.
Yeah, it's half a letter.
I got a half a participation.
Makes sense. So, do you think anyone's watching? Should we
So
sell
you
more
are,
books?
Mr. Eskridge is watching.
Okay.
Ryan's
All right.
watching.
So, want to sell more?
Cool.
What do we want to do? $1, $2, $3 comics?
Fortunate friends.
Because I'm out of spotlight.
Just had a letter from
Does anyone want the first appearance of Prince in comic books? How about Child's Play 2, number 1?
They did 2 years ago, but we never paid for it. So there you go. Despite
real fast.
Why are you still here?
I'm just saying, man.
All joking aside, I gotta be real honest. Enough has happened behind the scenes during the show in the past 2.5 years of doing a live stream show. Okay, I'm pretty sure I could write a pretty good book.
I keep telling you that.
Now, again, I would have to change everybody's name. No, you say that when I start to tell stories of my childhood and my teenage years.
Yeah, any story of your life itself would make an excellent book.
Zanin, you're being way too complimentary of me. Thank you very much.
I'm out of the camera.
Al's face.
Kevin Smith has made multiple millions of dollars.
He has not lived my life. That is for sure.
And he's only done.
Yeah, he only worked in a
minutes?
store for like a year.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's only in 3 minutes.
He got out. I've been here for 17, and I'm pretty sure I'm stuck.
Has anybody seen the new Clerks?
The 3?
The Clerks 3.
No.
I didn't know there was one.
Wow, that conversation came to a
I was curious. I didn't know there was one.
Thanks, Al, for the
Yes,
I
I
saw
saw
one.
it.
You saw it?
Yes.
And?
It's Clerks 2 and Clerks 1 with more self-flagellation and ego stroking.
Okay, because
That said,
because he almost died.
right, it's one of the. It's definitely got a I want to celebrate what I've done vibe to it.
Got it.
But
Isn't that all
over the
his movies?
years, I've become friends with Mike and Ming and all of those guys.
Uh-huh.
So it's really nice to be able to go see a movie and be like, hey, I know that guy. I've seen him fall off a bar stool at a dive bar at a Comic-Con.
Okay.
So there's something to that.
All right.
Kevin Smith tells amazing stories. His stories, he's a great storyteller.
Allegedly.
He's a good storyteller.
Allegedly.
But the stories are okay, cool.
I'll say
You run out.
Clerks. Whatever what's the trilogy? Clerks, Mallrats, and Chasing Amy. I feel like those hold up.
I still like Chasing Amy.
I can't go
Yeah,
past that.
I
just
would
'cause
agree.
I rewatched Clerks the other day, and it has a special place for me.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I enjoyed it, and I can probably recite that whole movie all the way through.
And Clerks 2 only has one good moment, and that's when Rosario Dawson dances to
Clerks 2, I tried to watch it and turned it off.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, did you try Tusk?
See,
I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen Tusk.
Or how
I
about
saw
Yoga
it when
Hosers?
it first, I didn't watch that. I did like the one he did about it was like about a
Red State?
Yeah, about a
The
preacher.
cult? The cult?
Crazy, yeah,
Actually, in terms of his late era films, I think that there's some genuine, decent stuff about that.
That was really intense, and it was just real low key, not like any of his other movies. And I think I saw Tusk on the strength of that.
Okay.
And Tusk is not the same.
Well, let's just say this. If we were to make a movie based upon Jason's jokes during a live stream show, That would be the equivalent of making Tusk, meaning you shouldn't have, because Jason's jokes don't deserve to be a movie. Okay?
He's got a Tusk now. He's Tusk.
Listen, it's drunk comments. Leave it alone.
All right, you said it. I didn't. All right, so we are going to sell comics. You know,
think?
we're gonna attempt to. All right, so what are we gonna do with these? Are these $2? These $2? Are they like all?
These are original Supermans.
What are they like? $5? $4?
Like
Yeah, they're like 5.
5.
The
All right.
ones that are 2 1/4 can go for 2.
Okay. So how about this? Okay, so if anything is around $5, we're gonna go $2. Anything that drops to the $3 to $2 range, we're gonna do $1.
That's a lot.
Okay.
All right. We're all good. We all understand.
So this is a $2 book.
All right. So Superman Family number 194. Zany, do you have any thoughts?
They were exploiting a Kirby idea, and it was the Fear Factory, and they were making clones.
Oh, right. Yes, from Fourth World.
Yes.
Well, like, the Fear Factory, where they created all these little versions of themselves.
Of the Justice League.
Do you think that they were ripping off 6-inch Superman? Everyone forgets about 6-inch Superman.
I wouldn't doubt it.
For anyone who's not aware, Dave, do you remember this Silver Age story?
That was from the 50s, though.
Was it 50s? It was Silver Age. It was definitely Silver Age.
He had the rays coming out from his fingers, and a small Superman came out.
Yeah, because Superman was getting really annoyed that Lois wanted him to like go furniture shopping and like go to brunch and stuff like that. And Superman's like, well, I also have to like save the world at the same time. So I don't have enough time to like do all of this. So I'm going to create a 6-inch version of myself. And he went, okay, Lois, don't worry. Brunch, you and me, mimosas. We're going to have a wonderful time. We'll go to the garden show. It'll be great. 6-inch Superman will take care of all of my responsibilities.
Great weekend.
Right. But does anyone remember what happened in the story? Because it seemed that 6-inch Superman might have been a little better at Superman's job than 6-foot Superman.
Is that right?
And 6-foot Superman started to get
He had some envy.
got a little insecure.
He had some envy at the 6-inch version.
Yes, he couldn't understand why his large, muscular, veiny version of himself wasn't as good as the smaller version that had a lot of motion in the ocean.
A lot of batteries.
He didn't keep his leather dry.
He did not keep his leather dry. So Superman killed or absorbed or did whatever he did in the Silver Age.
Oh, no.
His 6-inch version.
Where do you put a 6-inch Superman?
His butt.
And see, that's the conundrum of Mort Weisinger's Silver Age Superman stories. They were all just like reinterpretations of the Old Testament.
Or, I would argue, it was Mort having a lot of difficulty dealing with middle-age impotence, the fact that his wife didn't like him or want to sleep with him anymore, the fact that he had a big gut and he didn't know what to do with it. It was getting difficult to see his 6-inch Superman. You know,
well, and at that time, I can understand him having problems, like marital problems, because, you know, DC was getting a lot of money from that Superman TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have caused some friction between the amount of money he was spending and the amount of money that she might have been getting.
I would say that there's, yeah. Because let's be honest, those 50s Superman covers and the Superman family covers are brilliant, but they're also insane. Like, Superman is a raging a-hole. Lois is a raging see you next Tuesday. What was her sister's name?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy was
airline stewardess.
Yeah. I mean, like, it was more being like, I can't sleep with my wife's sister. My wife doesn't want to sleep with me. What is alimony? Who made this up?
Mr. Big, we got old schoolers here. You can't say that. Everybody's agreed.
$2.
He said the old schoolers are rolling in their graves.
Oh, yeah, that's sure. Yeah, old schooler. There's an old schooler.
What? Yeah, he's the oldest schooler of all.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this guy's got more money than the four of us put together. So he's now an old schooler. Because if I've learned anything in life, if you got money, then you're old, you're white, and you're male.
Well, you got three in the face, right?
No, we don't count. We're
No, I'm saying
our race is poor. We're not white anymore. We're poor.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, $2 comics. Superman. Is this an Ernie Chan?
No, that's Gil Kane.
It was Gil Kane.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course it is. She's
that's,
as good as dead, Superman. If I can't have Lana Lang, no one can.
That's Vartox.
Vartox
Was a knockoff of the Sean Connery character from Zardoz.
Yeah. You mean half naked, hairy Sean Connery?
Yes, that was Vartox.
Besides Bond, he made another Bond.
I'm pretty sure there was a show years ago with you and I where we talked for about 20 minutes about trying to remember Zardoz. We kept going back and forth trying to remember what the title of it was.
I can only think of that movie out.
$2. Oh, Outlander.
Remember that?
Which is High Noon in space.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
But that's the I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Zardoz is the one where Zardoz, excuse me. So he had a thong.
Yeah, it was like a red diaper.
Yeah, red diaper. He had a red diaper, and he had the. It was sort of like suspenders, but he was like, "Look at my hairy chest and belly," and he also had like a. Did he have like the mini?
Yes.
He was balding, but he had the mini.
Yeah, the ponytail.
A ponytail.
Yeah.
And
now, do you remember what Zardoz really was?
That's always a great movie. Oh man.
Okay, there we go. Hey, Kyle, can we get an image of Sean Connery and Zardoz to put up on the screen?
There's some cosplayers in there too. If you need.
Oh yeah.
That's available on the Experiences Only Friends account.
Oh, okay. All right.
Everybody's got a thumbs up like that.
Do you know what Zardoz really was?
Tell me.
Because it was the whole idea that books carried like the type of knowledge that would free your mind.
Okay.
And the book that he was fixated on was Wizard of Oz. That's Zardoz.
That's oh my god.
There's like
Did you just make that up? No.
There's like a woman with fake chest hair.
Oh yeah.
There's all kinds of.
Yo, it's an insane film.
Well, apparently Julie Schwartz was a big fan of it, so he gave the order to make a character like Sean Connery in Superman.
Was this after he sexually harassed all the women who worked at DC? Uncle Julius?
That I do not know.
Allegedly.
Zardoz. Look it up, everybody.
Rick and Morty did.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Right.
Yeah, they did.
Who?
Yeah, they did. By the way, man, past couple episodes of Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Heavy.
Yeah, I figure you would like analyze piss.
Oh,
that was kind of sad. It was good, but it was sad.
Wait, time out. Do I like something that is sad?
Oh no, it's
melancholy
and
acknowledges the fact that all of life is impermanent.
Daddy issues.
There is no meaning. Daddy will abandon you. Yahweh. Your God isn't real. What else? Yeah, of course. It was made for me. Yeah, I was into it. Yeah, of course. You talking about broken men
I don't like
failing other men?
I don't like what's his name.
It's like a warm blanket.
Who did he?
It is.
You're like, this is so nice.
You know, it's so funny. So Angela falls asleep while watching Scrooge, and as we were like coming to bed, she's like, "Oh, did you like Scrooge?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." She's like, "Did it bring you a lot of nostalgia?" I was like, "Yeah, it did." She was like, "Did you make you think of your father?" And I was like,
"Yeah, it did."
Yeah, most things do. And she's like, "That's sad." and I said to myself, "That's why I love you." She's like, "You're depressing." $2. Now, why is it $2 when Superman can't save the kids? Superman's not saving kids.
I mean,
because he's a ghost.
That's why it's only $2.
That's why it's only $2. Because Superman sucks.
$1.
Ooh, this is Jerry Ordway.
Yeah, actually,
this is Superman number 38, Ordway and Janky. Is that a real name, Janky?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it is.
Janky name.
You know, I really like Jerry Ordway as an artist, but looks like the interior is by Dan Jurgens.
Oh, this is a buck. We're in buck range. We're in dollar range now.
We were just talking about Dan Jurgens.
Were we, or did you and I just say his name?
We mentioned Dan Jurgens earlier in passing.
In passing, because he wrote a book.
Hey, that's talking. That's what you do.
Is it what we do?
That's a conversation.
Superman mullet stage.
Mullet stage. Okay, if you were to combine the last, so from 6 o'clock until we ended 8 o'clock.
Okay.
How much money do you think we made for the shop every minute? Would you say a nickel? We lost money. All right. Oh, by the way, Mike, if you're watching, I'm not getting paid past 7 o'clock.
To everybody,
$1.
Yo, we got some new people in the chat since the 8 o'clock hour.
Oh, they just jumped in?
Sorry, since the 7 o'clock hour.
Really?
So anybody watching, if you have a song that you want to get murdered to,
oh yeah,
please put it in the chat.
Okay. Well, we have to say
hypothetically murdered.
Yeah. So the title is
Mr. Pig, Mr. Eskridge, all you guys, Mr. Skinner.
So music to be murdered by your loved ones to, meaning that think of your great love. Okay, maybe it's your mother, maybe it's that girl from high school, maybe it's the wife that is sitting next to you right now, wondering why you are wasting your life watching this show. And you think to yourself, if this person was to walk up to me and start going, just stabbing you in the gut, and you're just bleeding out, what song would you like to be playing at that moment? There we go. Right? We're all onto it. Did you pick a song?
I did.
All right, Dave, you got a song?
2 songs.
You didn't do any.
You're still thinking about it.
I said
a song. I definitely said a song.
Batman 2, the Return of Batman, because that became the animated series. And if you're going to get murdered, that's the one to get murdered.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Dave, thank you for classing up this train wreck
Dave, what are you doing?
of a live stream show.
Why would you make this attempt?
Because some people are mature human beings.
Where?
This is
not here, that's for sure. You know.
Mr. Chairman, you can't pick a different They Might Be Giant song.
Sure, why not? Who cares?
No, come on. No, rules exist for a reason.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll put them both down.
I gotta make sure
you haven't done
$1.
Genius.
$1.
Cyborg Superman
Is that
versus
Gil
Black
Kane?
Adam.
Do you think that's Gil Kane?
No, that's Dan Jurgens.
No. But it says Jurgens Kane.
Oh, maybe.
You know what? Hey, Zanin, you want to pop that baby open? Take a look inside?
Jurgens trying to do Gil Kane.
Wait, what?
It's like Jurgens after Gil Kane. Like that's his homage pastiche to Gil Kane.
Okay, because it definitely says Kane on the cover.
Yes. Gil Kane.
Mr. Eskridge
Most definitely.
wants to be murdered before Achy Breaky Heart plays. I think you win the night, Mr. Eskridge. That's the best answer. And I haven't changed one song, Mr. Snyder. Not a one. Not yet.
Wait! Mr. Snyder himself is in the chat.
He says I'm filling the list. He says I'm changing.
Ooh.
I have not. There are 2 They Might Be Giant songs on here as we speak.
Do you think a controversy is about to break off?
I mean, he says that with all his musical knowledge, and he hasn't said a song at all.
Yeah, David. Mr. Oh, do you know that he has been on air the past month or 2?
What are you?
No, like on KDU.
Oh, did
David Snyder.
Really?
No. But he hasn't officially started. So what did you call it, Snyder? What was your weird term for the fact that you were live on air playing music, but you wouldn't tell us, probably your oldest friends?
He's qualified host.
What did he call it? He was traveling. He was slumming.
Man, they're just coming in. I got to start a new sheet.
Hey, let's just do it.
Woo.
This is Gil Kane, and the art is fantastic.
Okay, so it is Gil Kane's art?
Yes.
All right. So hold on a second while I stop and just read a comic book.
Mr. Kiernan.
Well, look at the first page. At the bottom, you have Billy Batson, man, breaking down in tears because it's Mother's Day.
You got a favorite run, Mr. Kiernan?
It's Mother's Day, and he doesn't have a mother.
Yes.
Out of town tryouts. That's what he calls them.
That's it. Out of town. That was it. I knew it was something insane that only an insane person would come up with. Because I'm like, David, so you have been live on air and you didn't tell us? And he's like, don't worry. when I'm officially live on air, you will all get a press release.
He came in and said he was doing it a couple weeks ago, but then I didn't hear anything else about it. Like he said he was planning on to meet with somebody.
Yeah, he's all like, well, I had to experiment. And I was like, dude, you watched this show before. What are you hiding? We all make fools of ourselves live on air.
Who are you talking
A bunch of strangers will tune in.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Dave's coming for us.
He's coming. He's had enough.
Man, it's over. It's over. Yeah, but Snyder, just tell us when you're gonna, be live, man. We want to hear.
You get a promo in this, man.
It's $1. Oh, dude, yeah. If we still exist, we will talk you up.
You want to do some Supermans, Mr. Alonzo?
Hey, I like the character.
You want to bump some lines?
You want to come up?
Hey, man.
You want to come up? You want to show the world?
Zayna, make sure those lines are very well cut. All right.
You got to put your shirt back on. You want to be on camera.
Oh, up here.
Well, I mean, come on now. We're a family show here. No nudity. No nipples.
Some nudity.
What is this?
What? Did he say something?
Lotima?
Low T?
What is
That's a song.
Is it about
I
testosterone?
want to put
Where does
Lotima
on the chat.
Is Lotima a person?
Yes.
Is that the
Oh, wait.
Right where he's sitting.
Okay.
Oh my God! Can you believe it's almost 7:45?
Really?
We just.
Wow.
Running through it.
Hey, Kyle, do you want to take a break?
Man, we got a couple Woody Guthrie choices.
Really? No?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay, because I guess we're in the void. Welcome to limbo.
You want to step right up over here?
All right.
Oh, man.
Jack Show T-shirt for the EXP merch store.
All right, Mr. Lamazov, are you going to show off books?
Anybody has a question about anything, just give a shout in the chat.
Yeah, all joking aside, we're sort of selling comic books.
But,
So, all right, so what is this issue here, Mr. Lamazov?
What lurks within the spires of candor?
Oh, okay. What's a spire? So Jason set up for you. You didn't even go for it.
From 1997.
God, man. $1. It's only $1.
He might not really know the spire.
Yeah, should we just stop trying to sell comics and just bull? just talk.
You might want to save that until next week.
For the big Christmas Hanukkah bonanza.
Trust me. You know what I got next week?
Nice.
$1,
Nice.
$2, $3 comics.
You want to have the week off?
Whose cats have nothing to do? Watch the show.
Does anyone want to purchase 1 in 25 and 1 in 50 variants that have been released over the past 2 months?
I saw a ton of those the other day.
Did you really?
Some guy came in on Tuesday afternoon and bought a ton of back issues, and he was in it for like 4 hours just going through stuff.
Really?
And he was like, "How much are these?" And I was like, "I don't even know." I think he was filling in holes, and he needed the issues, and he was like, "Yeah, he was,
Well, yeah, because they're like
same price as the back issue."
I made them cover price.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens to variants after the first 2 weeks they're on a shelf?
They go to the old comic book.
They go down to cover price.
They collect dust.
They kind of do. Yeah.
Unless it's that one cover that you want.
Except the variants that are $15, $20, and $30 that I will be selling on sale for the Christmas holiday next week for half off.
Also, I can't wait.
And trust me, you're getting an amazing value. That's for sure. All right, what do we got here? Superman number 113, Mad About You.
1996.
There you go.
So do you think...
Excellent show.
Do you think Lex Luthor was a big fan of Mad About You, the TV show?
No, more like Lois and Clark.
No.
I think in News Radio.
You think in News Radio? That was more of a Lex show?
News Radio is a legitimate good show.
Yeah,
it is a good show.
R.I.P. Phil Hartman.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Isn't it the best when people... I can't tell you the amount of podcasts I've heard of this and that, and they mention somebody who died like 30, 40, 50, sometimes 80 years ago, and they go, R.I.P. Buddy Hackett. I'm like, what? What is going on?
You guys listen to Nirvana?
R.I.P. Edgar Allan Poe.
Kurt Cobain? R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jesus Christ. R.I.P. my sanity. Just in case you were wondering, this is why we don't go past 7 o'clock. This is why some people are like, just let Brennan be by himself.
At this point, it's just detention. Yeah, so I'm like,
it's just detention.
How about that? What song do you guys want to hear while Mike beats the hell out of me tomorrow for wasting everybody's time?
But was it a waste of time?
Not to me.
No.
I'll take that beating. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm going to put on my time card, 7 o'clock.
And just for me, I was just pleased to see you, man.
I'm going to put my time card for 7 o'clock.
Let's stop selling comics. We don't have to sell comics. Instead of selling comics, let's talk about how much we love Al.
Stop. No. That's ridiculous.
And how much we're going to miss Al.
I'll straight up knock that computer off the thing. Mr. Kiernan
turns around.
Mr. Kiernan, what is your favorite run of all time? We're
Yes.
going to go back to that and talk about comics.
Yeah, let's talk about comics.
Because I'll be here next week. We can shower me with praise next week.
Good. Because you were lucky. Because there have been a couple Saturday nights at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm in the shower under the influence of whatever, and I start to think of memories of you and I begin to realize that I've been a terrible friend. Because Al has lived near me for almost 17 years.
In the shower?
And yeah, it was in the shower. If it means anything, I wasn't touching myself. I was brushing my teeth.
That actually means a little less.
And I would start to tear up. I would, honest to God, I would tear up. Because I would think about all of the missed opportunities of Al and I.
You guys have great stories together. No one miss
We do, but like honestly, we're the worst to each other.
We're the worst. We never reach out.
We like straight up can't get like this is it. This is the first time I've seen him since I saw him at your house 6 months ago.
It's true. And yet I will argue that in my life, Al has been one of the most important people that I've ever known.
We've worked here together for 17 years and only 2 shifts together.
That's a weird thing about being old and like growing up in this society where it's so easy to reach out to people. Where even though he may be 100,000 miles away, it's 3 seconds to say hello. You know what I mean? Like it's
thanks for making us feel worse.
That makes us feel worse.
It shouldn't because no matter how far away somebody is, you're still very close. You know what I mean?
Thank you, Verizon.
All I know is
paid by AT&T.
I legitimate because I'm leaving and I'm moving, whatever.
So who cares?
That doesn't matter. But I was like, that'll be fun when I'm living in another state. I can watch the show now. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I literally sat in here for months and months and was like, oh man, this is terrible. And then the minute I was like, I'll be out of state, I can watch it.
And I remember where I'm like, how long can I keep Al to show up for the show despite the fact that it's obvious that he's miserable?
Or Al sends me a message saying, I'm going to fuck with everybody. I'm like,
oh,
no.
Whoa!
Don't do it today.
I want to clear the air before we go on further. I didn't leave the show for any distaste for the shop or Brendan or anything like that. I like to work as much as I physically can to the point of exhaustion, and then I can't even keep my eyes open when I sit down. And it just kind of started to catch up with me, and I was getting shingles, and my wife left me, and all kinds of nonsense that I made up. But I needed a day off, and Sunday just happened to be the best day to take off.
And again, it was the right move. And I told everybody it was the right move. And then immediately after saying that Al made the right choice, I would then say, F that bastard. I can't believe he's abandoning me.
He made a right choice. I hate him so much.
And in all fairness, when Kyle, producer extraordinaire, when he saw the Al replacement or experienced the Al replacement, Kyle, I think,
you don't just see my replacement. It's an experience.
It's all senses.
It's all senses.
It's all senses.
It's all senses, especially smell.
All senses.
It's all senses. Because my favorite thing about the whole thing was I was wandering around in the woods in the Poconos, and I was trying to be calm, and I was trying to find peace, and because I wear my feelings on my sleeve, as it's very yeah. You know, I'm an open book to certain degrees.
A little bit.
And I got a text, and it was like, "Hey, don't get weird about it."
Was that me?
You're like, don't get weird about it. But I'm not working Sundays, and I'm not doing the show anymore. and I asked Aaron, and he said he would.
No, I didn't even say that. You know how cold that text was?
It was pretty cold.
I straight up was like, Aaron said he's doing the show. Thanks.
Bye.
I was like, he's cool with it. I cleared it. By clearing with, I said, you're comfortable doing this? He said, yeah, it'd be no problem.
And it's great because I turned to Angela, and I go,
I'm dying.
I feel weird. And she's like,
I want to die.
She's like, why? And I was like, have I made bad choices in my life?
Stop it.
Like, is it weird that I'm standing in the middle of the woods and I feel like my life is crashing around me?
Stop it.
He had a panic attack, sort of hyperventilating
Yo.
in the middle of the
And
boat
she was
and
like,
everything.
yo, dickhead, you're in the woods with the woman you love.
She's like, why are you dying right now?
Real quick. If you're interested in a panic attack, just watch the past 3 episodes of the show. I'm pretty sure you witnessed me having a panic attack.
You would have to watch Mike watching Brendan do the last couple
I would love to see that. Like tuning in, going, "Oh God, it's getting darker and darker." As it goes on.
Wait. Was that around the time that the rumors started happening that Mike was mad at me and he wanted to pull the plug? Was it around that time?
I straight up know Mike had like 105 fever last week, and he was still like, "What the hell is this kid doing?" Mike called me and was like, "I'm seeing things. I'm having fever dreams, and I think he's wearing goggles."
Is he referring to himself in the third person? Is that happening, or am I having a disassociative moment?
What time? This is at 8:00 done, right?
Oh, we got 5 minutes.
I thought the darkness and the microphone in your face, that was awesome.
See, you're the worst critic though, because you feed on everything that we've done.
Yeah, just so we're clear, Zane.
Like Zane's been the most positive influence on everything.
All right, we're just being open. Wait, before Jason entered the picture,
Now he's upset.
Yeah, let me just say this, Zane. Okay. You are pretty much the only reason this thing kept happening. Because every time I would turn to Al and be like, I think we're wasting our time. I think this is an absolute S show. I think we are fooling ourselves. I don't think this works. I would then see Zayn later that week, and Zayn would be like, yo, man, I love the show. Dude, it's so punk rock. You guys are so... I'm like, Al, we got to keep doing it for Zayn.
The technical difficulties, the us yelling about nonsense and politics and
that's the appeal of the show.
True, and that's what he said. No, you guys are doing it. You guys are just so Philly. You're doing it.
He's like, you're so sincere.
That was like the highest compliment I think anyone's ever given us.
Yeah.
Is that he was like, no, that's you guys are being.
And we were like, let's do it for Zayn.
I was like, all right, then we're just doing it.
You did not go onto camera, and you did not present like a false persona. You guys were very honest.
That's true.
It was like coming here on a Friday night and just talking to you about comic books.
Which is the comic book shopping experience.
That's true.
Exactly.
Watching you fall into despair was hysterical.
The what?
Watching you fall into despair was hysterical.
Oh, do you
There's
think
something about that I enjoyed so much of?
Do you think I've crawled out of it? No.
I would argue that Zayn and I'm assuming you watched the shows with Ty as well, like the first shows.
Yes, absolutely.
So, like Zayn is probably like the longest fan we've had.
Well,
yes,
or
yes,
that you've.
yes,
I mean, I
yes.
say we, but I got nothing to do with it.
The first week that you guys did it, you told me about it and you told me to watch it. So that's exactly what I did.
That's the kind of friend he is, man.
But now, was that the first Sunday in October of 2020, or was that one of the?
Was it with the artwork?
Was it the 2 September
it was
shows?
with the artwork.
It was original art and stuff.
Yes.
You mean the complete and utter we were set up to fail?
All right. Granted, that first episode, there were a lot of hands involved, and it was moving in a lot of different directions. But it was like you're trying to find your footing, and you finally got it. Like as the weeks went on.
You know what was funny about that first episode? Which probably said a lot about.
Shout out to Mr. Lime. He's been here since.
Gary's been here since the very beginning. No, absolutely. But whenever I would joke around about making it up as we go and stuff, I'll always remember that first episode where I had a monologue. And the amount of times I would go through this monologue, I'd create it in my head, and I'd go through the monologue, I'd be like 10 minutes into this monologue, and then someone would be like, stop, we haven't been live the entire time. And I'd be like, okay, we'll restart. The second time, I'd go through the monologue. 8 minutes in. Stop. We haven't been live this entire 10 times. Like an entire hour.
I'm pretty sure if you go to our Facebook page, all the shows are.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are.
So you can.
I have gone through your archives.
Like for those who like, Mr. Hunter's been since the beginning. A lot of you guys are since the beginning, but Mr. Chamberlain, you came in fairly later, so maybe you want to go back and watch the original.
Yeah, I heard Mr. Chamberlain was the best friend of somebody.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The fact there hasn't been a show that started 20 minutes later than the time it should have started is a big testament to where it came up from. Because every show is like, hey, we start at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. We're here, guys. Sorry, trouble.
You haven't
Internet
started the
died.
show not looking at the camera, looking at me going, what are we even doing?
What are we
Why
doing
am I
here?
doing this?
What am I doing? I
What's
hate
the
this.
point?
I don't want to do this anymore.
I just, he's not even watching. I don't even know. I was like, well, you got to look that way first.
And the thing about the archives that I did like is the fact that you do have shows with Ty in them. And, you know, as a testament to Ty, you do have a document of him being involved with the show.
And he was probably the most professional part of this.
No, because he would. I mean, no,
he was real.
You have film background also, but I remember like those first couple of weeks when it was just you guys doing it, and I was like, suckers.
Little did you know,
because like, they would come in like Ty. He had he was getting stuff down to diffuse the light. He would have Claudia on the phone talking to her about it. You would be setting stuff up with like umbrellas and all kinds of crazy shit everywhere. And I was like, I don't have to do any of that. That is amazing. I hope you guys enjoy it. Ty was like, you want to come and do a show? I was like, man, you're out of here.
I got better places to be.
How many times do you think I came close to quitting on air? Look, I mean, the very first experience show we ever did.
4 times I've been.
I mean, how many weeks in a year?
What was it?
A show every week for the first year.
At least once a week?
I would say so.
I think it's more like, okay. Was it the very first experience show, and it was the very first break we went to, that we came back from the break, and Kyle was like, what happened to Brendan? Like, what just happened?
No, that was
the first experience show, right?
That would have been.
Yeah, because
that was when we showed the there was a very controversial cover, and we showed a very controversial cover where Mockingbird has the T-shirt on that says feminism. I'm the
ask me about my
feminist
agenda. Yeah.
And Brendan went on to he was very informative and informed everybody why that cover was very popular
and why it had value.
Why it was controversial, the controversy that went with it.
But the thing I did wrong was I chose a side.
I don't even know if you chose a side, but you specifically you like name names maybe, or
you names.
You gave it a concrete. We weren't supposed to talk about it.
Right. But no one told us that.
Well, not until the commercial. And we got a phone call, and
And I reacted the way I usually react when authority tries to tell me.
Yeah, I knew something happened because when you got back from break, man, everybody had a different attitude altogether.
Was that when I was like, here's Conan. Who wants Conan? Who cares about Conan?
What's he done?
What's he done? Got half naked.
It made for some good TV, though.
Yes, and that's the fascination of it. Like, all kidding aside, the mistakes, it's just coming up with original material. You come at it with a different angle every week.
Yeah,
that's the appeal of the show.
It gives it a charm.
It has a charm.
It's creative on a zero budget.
Okay.
Kyle right now is going, oh God, stop promoting this stuff.
Kyle's asleep for another 3 minutes.
Hey,
God, my life's going to be horrible for this.
Do you want to see what Kyle is doing right now?
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Is your leather wet?
There you go.
Oh, I like it.
He's looking for. He's
I'm
mark
designing the newsstand edition T-shirts.
I like it. I like it.
The Fat Jack's Comicrypt show on the Experience merch store.
I'm buying it.
That's awesome.
How many shirts can I get?
I gotta be honest.
Can you scan that?
Huh?
Can you scan the barcode on that shirt?
No, it's fake.
Oh, make it say newsstand and promote it for the Experience.
Real quick, because we're coming up to 8 o'clock and we're about to lose it because the Experience has real things to do and not placate us.
More filler.
Yeah. What is your holy grail of newsstand edition comic book issue. It's got to be one book that you want in a newsstand more than any other.
Are you talking to me?
The only person who cares about newsstand!
Is it Superman 138?
No.
You had one.
No, we don't.
You have one.
I would.
Oh, wait, no, it's too late. It's 8 o'clock. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. We'll be back for maybe part 2 of Al's goodbye show if Mike doesn't kick our ass.
Thank you, Zane, for coming by.
Thank you, everybody.
An exceptional treat.
Thank you for having me.
We will see you next week. Take care, everybody. We really appreciate it. Peace.
Bye.
Join the party. Head over